burgers, hamburger. Cheeseburger, cheeseburger.
Cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer. Big ups to your dad. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera. I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vestry for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight.
Hello. This is Phil Burnell. All right. And just wanted to tell you that I love the podcast. That being said, big ups. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. ALT Insider, the legend, Fantastic Mr. Sam, the dentist, Steve to the Dead, psychological style host, Meerkat, artistic style host. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, which vest is podcast best? Thanks for the show. See you next time.
Hello, everyone. We are here. That being said, coming at you here with another edition of the Sunday Show. And as always, I continue to say it because it's always true. Sharing of facts here, surrounded by so many legends. It's going to take me a while to get through them. I'm going to get through them all. Of course, our guest style legend will come last. Last but not least, I do want to be clear about that. Cerebral style host, Steve of the Dead. How you feeling, my friend?
I thought I was done with champions. I really did. 16 hours, like 18 hours it was over 3 videos. And then he goes, actually, I played several mobile games. So we'll get into that later. But yeah.
For sure.
I thought I was done.
Artistic style legend, the one, the only, the cat, Meerkat. How you feeling?
Hello, brothers. We're hanging and banging here in the That Being Said industries. Another week packed with interactive fun and other buzzwords. Welcome. Let's continue.
From the mean streets of Connecticut, the one, the only, the Wizard of Oz style host, the dentist, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Sam. How you feeling?
Hello, everyone.
As always, hyped. And now, our legend style guest, the one, the only, Az from Heel versus Babyface. How you feeling, my friend?
I tasted banana here. I put the banana in my mouth. I squeezed it came in. Something like that, anyway.
It did something. I don't think anyone's like.
Nobody's been able to define what he said then.
No.
You know.
Well, I think it's relevant. We do have to get your take on Elton John now. So, what's your official stance?
When I found out that Elton John was gay, I was bamboozled. I couldn't believe it.
Okay. But without that nonsense out of the way, let's get into it. We have a great week planned, a great week that happened, and we got a fantastic guest for you today. Business style stuff. Let's skip it all. You know the business style stuff. We'll call everybody that contributes at the end. Thanks so much, everybody. We all do appreciate it, but we want to keep the show moving along, so we're going to announce it all at the end. Meerkat's going to go through his business corner, business style corner there. So, let's start with some questions for you before we get into the fun that we saw. The classic question: what was your first brush with the man we call DSP, the man they call DSP?
Well, I was like, you get YouTube recommendations. One of the recommendations I got was Down the Rabbit Hole. So I had this DSP Down the Rabbit Hole, and I knew I'd heard the initials somewhere, and just probably like 99.9% of people that have come across DSP, no pun intended, it was because I was like, isn't that the guy that jerked off on his stream? So I thought, oh, I'll go watch this to get the whole lolcal aspect of it. And I had no idea. All I knew is that this guy jerked off on stream. I had no idea whatsoever that this guy just snorted like a pig and hacked. And so I'm watching this thing, and he's just like, and I'm just like, what is going on? And I was just like fascinated by this absolute weirdo. And then the begging. You're just not, if you're a normal person, you're just not prepared for the begging. And so you're just watching a little bit. This guy is hacking, snorting, and then he's just stopping and going, we need some contributions, And it's like, yeah, we haven't had a contribution for like 15 minutes. And I don't know what's going on. It's like, it's nobody's tip, mate. Just calm down, fucking chill out. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of got. I mean, I realized then I could not watch one of his streams at all. No way. So I ended up, taking the soft drugs. I ended up going to the Snort Banels and the Summer Julius Cruise, and but then that took me onto the hard stuff, and I was before I knew it, I was sniffing the Almighty Tevin, and praise be Almighty Tevin.
Yeah, for sure.
And just these wonderful little channels that have popped up that make it kind of funny to watch. But yeah, if you actually watch the fill.
Yeah, it's hard.
No, thank you.
So just so it sounds like you kind of started. How many years ago would you say you've been in the game here, the Detractor Sphere game?
Probably 3.
Okay. So what's your kind of favorite saga? We like to ask. What's your favorite moment?
Oh,
you can't say the jacking off thing. It's kind of too easy. So you can't.
No.
Off. Yeah.
No. I mean, the Vest Street saga was something to behold. I always have a soft spot for the guy that phoned in during the bankruptcy.
Yeah,
I really wish that was me. I really do. Because he was so close to getting something out of that. But the Vest Street was just an insane time, because you're just saying to yourself, this guy is he's a degenerate gambler. And it's literally like a crack addict saying, come into my house and I'll suck you off for $20, you know? and so they're just feeding this addiction. And that I was watching, I think it was Anleet. I was watching, no. It was LSB. Yeah, I was watching the LSB detractor stream because I'm a dirty detractor, and the final part on the vest streak was crazy.
the long pause.
Yeah, he's just I mean, he was like really hardcore, going, "Oh, I've got 10 minutes left," and everyone's just like. It's like that moment in the pub, that meme where everyone's just like, "Ooh, yeah!"
That's a short idea right there.
No, someone did do that, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. Because when he signed off, and he didn't sign off, when he did sign off but didn't sign off, and everyone's just like, we're waiting, somebody's gonna come in, and then he came out. What are you still doing here? Well, why's your stream still on?
Yeah,
you're the one who left it on, hoping that somebody was gonna do that last second tip. But that was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That and faking, scamming the government out of $500,000 in a bankruptcy.
Very true.
That's a pretty good one. I hope that doesn't come back to bite you someday, Phil.
Well, he's already on the track for his second bankruptcy. Remember, his current goal now is to get credit back. That's what he wants to. Life will be clear if he can get credit back.
But when he did the vest streak, and then he went through the bankruptcy, and then people said, "Where did the vest streak money go?"
Mm-hmm.
And Phil was like, "Well, I paid my taxes off. I went to bills and I paid my taxes off." And then within a week, he's like, "Well, I need money for my taxes." It's like, you just said that you used the vest streak money to pay off your back taxes, so you're now up to date.
Mm.
And then within a couple of weeks, he's begging. And one of the begs is, because he's got his go-to beg. I like the way. By the way, I got to give Phil some props here. Okay, just one prop is his absolutely do not give a shit anymore about trying to justify where the money's going. I got bills. What bills? Bills. 2 bills this week. I don't know. Oh, fucking bills. He just given up on trying to lie because he knows that the people who were there, they're so invested in it already.
Yeah.
No, they don't care what he says. He could just say pink, purple, fucking rabbits. And they'll go,
we haven't seen the pieces of paper for a while. The blank A4 pieces of paper with his bills.
The bills, yeah.
I had to write out a business plan. But there is a sadness here, and I just one quick sadness.
Yeah.
Only iced coffee. DSP's never gonna fuck you. I'm sorry, dude, but he's never gonna fuck you. Okay.
If he's not
we know
gonna
that
fuck
for sure now.
Elton John, he's not gonna fuck only iced coffee.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Great point. Much more attractive. Much more.
Yeah, it's correct around. It's not whether Phil will fuck only iced coffee. It's whether only iced coffee is gonna fuck Phil. Phil doesn't have any say in the matter.
Oh.
One of these days, OIC is going to turn up at that door.
Why do you think Derek's trying to get his driver's license right now?
Do you think there'll be an indecent proposal moment from IS?
No, God, I hope.
I will whisk you away, DSP, for $1 million if you fuck me.
No, I'm thinking it's going to be more of a Silence of the Lambs sort of deal.
Ah, yes. More realistic, for sure.
Yeah.
This lotion's like aggravating my skin.
Oh! Getting in thick here.
Sensence taker tried to test me once.
I wouldn't.
Ate his liver with some DoorDash chicken burgers and a nice Tanqueray.
And a nice
Pulled it back. There we go.
Okay, so let's go real quick because you are obviously HeelvsBabyface, a huge, YouTube channel. You know about how YouTube works. You've obviously received some contributions from your lovely fans, I'm sure. What do you think it takes to be a non-ironic DSP fan? Right? What kind of people are that choose to be a real? Hey, I enjoy DSP and I want to give him some money.
Oh man, that's a tough one because. I've made mistakes on YouTube. Everyone, you know, I think most YouTubers have made mistakes down the line.
Yeah.
And you're kind of just grateful for the people that stick around. But even then, you do hope that your audience has some modicum of common sense, which DSPs clearly don't, because he's the guy that cries wolf every night of his life. And I can't even begin to get into an unironic DSP fan. Like I can see somebody wanting to fuck around and find out. I've got disposable income that I don't need to worry about. I'm just going to plow in with some money. It's going to get the detractors riled up, blah, blah, blah. I get myself some clout. I can understand the IOC sort of aspect of it. But just like a regular Joe... no, you gotta put an arm around those people. Come here, come on. Go into that room over there. You'll like him. He's nice. Go over there. He doesn't beg either. Just go for him. Come here. Yes, come on. That's it. Give me a hand. Okay, we can have a hug. Yes. Ooh, that's good, isn't it? Okay. Okay, you gotta let go.
It's okay,
now.
Snow Carl.
Yeah,
Nobody's
you gotta
going to
let
shout
go.
at you anymore.
Yeah, you go over there.
Was that one
Somebody's
Derek?
just got to do that. They've got to go into the room and just slowly take them out one by one.
Yeah.
Be gentle. You don't want to alarm. No sudden noises. No loud. You know, just one by one, and put them in front of a con carnage or something. I don't know. Just somebody that's nice and white, milk toast and stuff, and just pop them there, and they'll be like, ah.
Yeah. I like the baby. Meerkat, any questions for us here before we get to our week in review? No, you might
As a YouTuber, what do you think if you had to pinpoint one thing that you could fix about him? Because we got this question on our show last week. What would you say that would be?
Stop begging.
All right. That's,
but I argue though that it's too late, right? I think he has to do that aspect.
No, I mean, the begging. You think he has to, but the begging is slowly eroding the channel. It's the sea salt in the ocean. That's what the begging is, and it just eventually starts to erode the rock, and the rock becomes sand at the at the end of the day. And he's too invested in the begging. It's him that he's the issue. Whenever you hear Phil talking about, I don't, contributions have been low here, or contributions have been low here, or whatever it is, he never points the finger at himself. Oh, the new guy, I played a new game, and nobody came into the new. I don't know what's going on. He never understands that the focal point is him. The problem is him, and exactly. even the lol cows are getting bored a lot of the time with him. But he's just got to stop that beg. I mean, the begging bit is by the side. What Phil really needs, if Phil wants to legitimately rehab his channel. And I actually did put this out there because when I was in my early 20s, I was a knob jockey. I was a fucking gambler. All my money went into gambling, fruit machines, slot machines. I'd get paid in cash on the Friday, and by the Friday night, I'd have nothing because I just pumped it all into the fruit machines and all this, and it got bad. It got really bad. And so I know what that's like. But Phil's he's got to come clean. Sorry. he's got to understand that he's probably an alcoholic.
Yeah,
but that's
probably.
It's
in there, isn't it?
But he's absolutely a degenerate gambler, and he's got to actually confess. He's got to address his problems, and I actually think that a lot of people would be quite supportive if he came out and said, look, I have massive alcohol problems and I have massive gambling problems, and it's just completely affected my life, and I really need to get a hook on it. I think there would be legitimately larger YouTubers that will probably try and help him, put him into rehab, or do something to help him along the way. But he doesn't want to do that. And when his bank balance got released, and you just saw all the money that was, being pumped in, and we don't know how much more on top of that. And it was enough to see at least $2,000 to $3,000 a month being pumped into this goddamn stupid mobile game. And when he had the opportunity then, and I reached out to him, I actually emailed him and said, "Look, I've been through this. Phil, this is an opportunity now for you to get a hold on it, come out, admit it, and people do love a redemption story. People do love a redemption." And that day, he just went on stream and went, this is bullshit. And he just like, nah, he's gone. He's lost. He's absolutely lost. And when you've got your channel has now got so low that you have to beg, and you have the level of narcissism that Phil has, and the ego that he has, it's a terrible combination. I don't think it's a combination that can reconcile himself. Something incredibly big has to happen in his personal life, whether it be his wife just go, fuck this, I'm out. I'm taking the cat.
His whole family.
Not my son. Not my son. But even then, I'm not even, because the level of narcissism with Phil, and I'm not even sure then would be enough to kick him. But he has to address his gambling issues, and he has to address most likely alcohol issues as well.
Yeah. So real quick on that point. So don't you think though, as a YouTube creator that people actually follow and enjoy, non-ironically, you have something about your personality people like to watch. Phil, on the other hand, does not have that. So I'm on the mind of, if Phil went straight, it would be disaster for him, because there is no content there if he's playing it straight. The only reason he has content now is because of the begging.
Well,
right? What do you think about that? It's my non-expert opinion. But
no, I understand what you mean, but I'm sort of hoping that. Well, I'm not hoping. I don't give a flying fuck. But I'm imagining that maybe if he addressed his gambling problems, if he addressed his alcohol problems, then that might actually spark his personality, because his personality's died. It's died over the course of the last, because you watch a video back from when he was a knobhead. At least he was a knobhead with personality, Yeah. Yeah, now he's just a knobhead with no personality. It's like he the will to live, the will to even try anymore has just been knocked out of him. And so I'm imagining, so I'm not hoping, that if he addressed the alcohol problems, that would give him, that would give him content anyway. That he could have some sort of accountability with his stream, with people. You tend to find that those moments are actually very lucid in your mind. Like it was so bizarre, because in my 20s, I'm pumping this money into slot machines for, I don't know, 2 years, and then one day I was just like, what am I doing? I just got this like moment of clarity and lucidity, and I gotta stop. This is destroying me. This is destructive. I've got nothing in my house. I every time I get paid, it's just going straight. I have nothing. So I'm hoping. No, I'm not hoping. I'm imagining that would spark some sort of lucidity in Phil. So he could address that and turn that into a personality. Because at the moment he has no personality, because he's got no friends.
Yes.
Has no real life friends. He has no outside contact. He thinks that his audience paying for a meal for him and Kat is romantic. And I'm just thinking, you're there in a restaurant with your wife, and he's, don't worry, darling.
Door dashing.
Let the audience pay for this. It's just like there doesn't seem to be any romance with his wife or any spark there whatsoever, because he's. Imagine, I can't. This is the weird thing. Imagine your partner, and you are there in front of a camera while she's downstairs, or if she's working in a grocery store or whatever.
Yeah. And
you're there in front of a camera for the world to see, saying, I need money to take my wife out for a meal. if I was her, I don't know why she's still there. I honest to God don't know why. I mean, maybe damaged people's, dependability.
Well, there's something to that. Factually, there's something to that. It's not just she did have some court ordered mental therapy was ordered to her, or was almost ordered to her. It's a public record there, so there is some. And her sister has said some things. We can read between the lines.
That feels like Phil exploiting that then, because he one thing he does is kind of build this false sense of dependency on him to his audience. There's this weird sort of he'll go, well, if you don't start shilling, I could be gone. I could be gone. And you could kind of imagine that going into his personal life with her, going, if it falls apart tomorrow, then we've got nothing. If I go away, I've got you have nobody.
Yeah.
So it's an awkward one, but
I definitely think that's why she's staying around, because she might think, what happens if I don't have Phil? You know what I mean?
She's sticking around for the money.
Exactly. But who's getting the most money though is Scope. DJ Gamebox, quick update here on his spelling here. He spent $1,800 to get Johnny Knoxville and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's this week. So,
oh yeah, the Marshmallow Man, the iconic WWE character Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
And Johnny Knoxville, two WWE legends.
The worst thing about all of this, right, is, at least like me, I love my toys, I love my collecting and all that sort of, but they're physical objects.
Yeah.
They're physical objects that, like, let's say YouTube falls apart for me tomorrow. I'm out. YouTube come out and go, no more money for any of you. Fuck off. Go on. Fuck. And we're all out in the cold. At least I can go, well, I've got a wad of stuff that I could get rid of and liquidate, and that would give me something to keep me going for a good little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
this is digital.
It's like we've said before, like, I've been in through phases of blowing everything on fucking Blu-rays and all the rest, like Phil used to. And you get to a point where, if it gets sort of, if times are hard or whatever, you just stop. And like you say, at the end of it, it's all there, it's still there, Yeah. This is and the one thing about WWE champions as well is that one day that is going to end, and that is going to become a reality at some point.
Yes,
which is also scary.
Try selling that.
Fine, he's playing 3 others.
Like, you guys, he has 2 other waves.
Yellow Flash in the chat, by the way. Yo, Yellow.
What's up, Yellow Flash? Real quick, I want to have DJ Gamebox. Could you please make a video describing how you know the amounts? Because that's the only question I get about you that people don't believe what you're saying is how does he know the numbers? So just, if you made that video, that would be a very popular video, and I could send people that video of how you know the numbers exactly, right? Because people care about that.
He explained it in ours.
Yeah, he did explain it in ours. Yeah, but I just want it a little bit.
We need the views.
Yes, please.
Make it into a short.
There you go. Short. My next short is in the kitchen, and it's a good one. I'll tell you that. It involves the Ching Chang Chong song. So get ready for that. Not my words, Susan. Not my words.
X-Ray Girl's going to get mad about that.
I think something you guys missed about the whole admitting to his vices thing is that then the trolls would win. The trolls have been saying all of these things about him drinking, him gambling, and all that stuff for years. And if he admits it, then he looks like a big liar and a big loser, and the trolls look like the Chads. So he can't afford to admit it.
Well, that's the point, though. That is the point. Is if he comes out and, let's use the word confess. If he confesses and say, look, yes, I am a degenerate gambler. Yes, I do have alcohol problems. Yes, I have been lying. Then in actual fact, it doesn't matter that he's vindicating the detractors, because he's coming clean. He's saying, this is the moment. This is the moment where I do put everything open, and yes, I have been bad. I have done this for, and I need help. And so I think to him, it would benefit him, because what do you do as a detractor then? You got a small window of, we were right. But then what happens? Because then he goes into, let's say he goes into some sort of therapy or 12-step program, something like that. Then you can only say we're right for so long, because now the guy's actually legitimately trying to make amends. He's trying to address those issues. and addressing those issues. And one of the 12 steps, I believe, is forgiveness, asking for forgiveness. So he would have to address it at some stage if he was going to address his issues anyway. So yeah, they'll get a few weeks of "we told you so," but then where do you go from there? Apart from 12 years of beggary, 14 years of beggary, but
that's an interesting thought.
We get the syndication, like we said last week or whatever, or the week before. We get to look back on it all, and we've got plenty of time, plenty of history to look back on. So
yeah.
Video essay people, they'll make a killing.
Oh yeah. Like imagine that once a week though feels like in like therapy Friday or whatever, therapy Thursdays. And it's like I just talk about my addictions, guys. Today I thought about it, but I didn't. Like people would donate for that shit, man. I guarantee they donate 100%. For the shit gameplay they have now.
Absolutely.
It's better than that. It's better than him excusing, oh shit, my controller was sticky. I couldn't, or I saw a bird in the sky. That's why I got my ass beat in COD.
Or he could do something like, hey guys, have you noticed something? Yes, I'm not snorting and hacking because I actually took a couple of grand to sort out my nasal issues and my post-nasal drip. And you notice that my voice is actually, maybe an octave higher because all that shit isn't burning my throat to pieces as it has been for the last God knows how long. If he just took a couple of grand, 2, 3, like I did some confession time.
Oh.
I remember on one of the videos I can't remember which detractor it was. God bless you, detractors. But in one of the videos, Phil was saying, there's nothing on the marketplace to help me with my post-nasal drip. There's nothing I can do about it. Well, you could. One of the things is mute the fucking microphone for fuck's sake. But I went on to do some. So I was like, okay, let's do some research. So I did some research into post-nasal drip, and there are plenty of things out there that are non-opera, you don't have to have any sort of operation that would help him greatly with his post-nasal drip. But that's money that will go on sweaty man pants. So he doesn't do it. But that's when you fall into that, alcohol trap, when you fall into that gambling trap, you're the last person that you care about. It's the because why do you want to self-improve? You don't want to self-improve. You're too busy putting your money into alcohol and gambling. Yeah. There's no self-improvement there. You have to address those to start the self-improving. So if he was to stop the gambling, he would have so much more disposable income. I don't know why. Can I just address quickly something? I don't know why he's still paying fees on his condo in Connecticut when that's been taken from him.
Yeah, I'm not sure about if he's still paying that now. I know there was a long time fee you had to pay, like HOA fees.
He's claiming to. He's claiming.
He claims a lot of stuff. He claims,
I wouldn't believe
the
him
grocery
if he
stores
said it
a
was outside
week-long
film.
job. Yeah.
It'll be the TV next week anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, he'll find something else.
I was going to pay off the TV.
TV breaking was. Was it? He got enough money to pay for it outright, and then he put it on tick.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Why pay today what you can pay for the next 4 months?
Because
and pay for someone to push it up the stairs as well.
His initial budget was like 500, and then he bought a TV for like 900. So like the true alpha male he is.
Why pay 800 quid now when I could pay 200 quid? And that means I'd have 600 quid left over right now. And then in future, I'll just pay another 200 quid.
And it becomes another monthly bill as well.
So. Oh, yeah.
Does Phil also realize that playing first-person shooters on a TV is the worst thing that you can do on a first-person shooter?
Thank you.
Because you've got so much more room to cover. You need a smaller monitor with a shorter move. So this is why he's like trying to. I'm dead.
And it's across the room from him, and he's got bad eyesight.
Yeah.
And it's at an angle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You ever seen that setup, Az? You got to see that room setup. Yeah, it's incredible.
I saw when he was trying to get rid of the TV. Oh, my TV. Let's turn the camera around. This camera which can't be turned around to see me do push-ups. Let's turn the camera around so you can see me bend over a fucking TV with my belly hanging out.
Still, the best bit is it's broken. Yeah. Fucked.
Yeah. Better
was
light it up with that
scientific.
flashlight to see if it still works.
He's got one of the worst setups I've ever seen in gaming. I have no idea how he exists doing that.
It's
No,
Don't
the
worry,
worst.
it's temporary. It's temporary since 2018.
Since
He's
2008.
gonna get that green screen one day, though.
Oh yeah,
He's
that's
got
fine.
the green screen.
He'll
Yeah,
get it up.
he's gonna put it
sometime.
up one day.
Yeah, one day.
Members' goal: going into the garage and
We're actually at an age where he doesn't need a green screen. He just needs a semi-decent webcam that's going to be used with some software app that's going to cut out the background behind you. You don't even need an actual physical green screen.
Not
No.
anymore, no. But you know how it goes,
Yeah.
guys.
Well,
We're all saying a lot of stuff that's never going to happen in any universe of DSP. So
Yeah, it's
It's
like
fun to think about,
everything.
but-
There's,
Anything
yeah, it's
to
like
improve his stream. Full
Yeah.
stop. No.
yeah,
that's out.
it's like literally. Yeah, it's like literally every, like we always say, there's every facet of his personality and his presentation and everything. There's plenty you can do, and you wouldn't have to spend any money to do it as well.
Yeah.
I think that's what separates him from any other low-level streamer out there, is that they've got a want to make the best of what they've got. And if they've just got a shitty PC and a one monitor in front of, or whatever, they're going to make a stream 10 times better than his, just because they're going to figure out ways of doing it. Whereas Phil just doesn't have any of that. There's nothing in his brain that tells him, I want to make this better and I'm going to find out how to do it.
Just Papa Vera hasn't written the guide yet.
Yep.
Exactly.
But when
Yeah.
you said that, one of the funniest things about Phil is he'll stream all week and he'll shave once, and then as the week goes on, he'll get his stubble and then he'll tell the stream, "Oh, I'm going to a restaurant where I don't know anyone, and I'm going to shave to look good
Yep.
because I don't want to look like a dick." And you're saying that to people that are giving up their time to
Yep.
watch you. And you're basically saying, you though don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
I'll
And-
come out with whatever I want.
Yeah, and he has his street jeans as well, doesn't he? Which is
got
That was
apparently
a weird phase, wasn't it? Show jeans, and he just literally picks up a pair of jeans. Oh, you didn't say I was gonna have to wear them. I just brought his jeans in.
Well, apparently, I don't know. I didn't actually see this, but he started wearing them on stream now. Hasn't he?
That
Like,
was
'cause
he did wear them once this week too. He actually
was 'cause
wore
he
them
was
and
going
raised
out,
his leg
wasn't it?
up. Yeah.
It's because he was
Remember
going
the-
out to drop off Kat and pick her up again.
Yeah,
so
but-
Oh, was that
Oh.
all? Right, okay.
he had to wear his proper grown-up clothes.
He doesn't leave that fucking car though. He's like, all right, beep
Yeah,
beep.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the smell of that office?
My street clothes.
Hey, remember this-
Yesterday, he had pajamas again, by the way. They
Oh.
were great. I think it was Zelda jammies.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. The
Brandon.
business jammies.
I don't want to snip. I don't want to slip. I don't want those days he stands up, and I don't want there to be a slip. No, Phil, no.
Oh God. Well, apparently
Is he
there's
gonna
not enough to
Skittles
reach the
back.
hole.
Remember those? Give me $8 and I'll eat a Skittle.
He
Yeah,
still
we-
has Skittles to eat since then. He still owes
haven't
like 3 or
forgotten.
4.
It's like what?
Yeah, he didn't eat them because his tummy hurt. His
Yeah,
tummy
his tummy
hurt.
hurt. Can't
This
do
was
that.
it,
His tummy hurt.
the zombie Skittles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's the 8-ball, of course. I'm sure you've seen that. The
Oh, the
$8
$8
of fun.
for the 8-ball. Yeah. What does
Brilliant.
it say? It says "Shut up, Phil, and fucking stream." That's what it says.
All right, well, let's do
Says,
that.
get
Was
a
a lot
job. Get a job. What do you imagine if the 8-ball said "Get a job"?
Amazing.
Ours does in chat.
Yeah,
The free
it
one
has.
we got.
of. We have a free one. Yeah. All right, but let's talk about some things that happened this week. A lot of fun already coming up, and a lot of fun to happen still. But let's talk about Thanksgiving with Phil. And I know, Steve, you have some thoughts about this, and of course, everyone can add. You go ahead, Steve. Let us know your thoughts about his Thanksgiving spread there.
Could they see it?
Yeah. Can you put it up, Sam? Yeah.
Can indeed. Get ready, everyone. There it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you're
Not
eating
safe for work.
already,
Not
but
safe for work.
you think a more professional person would have loaded this one up on his phone already, but yeah, it's just horrible. That is what QVC delivered. That is what he
Seriously,
complained
is this legit?
That's legit.
Yeah,
Not
that's legit.
unaltered.
Yeah, no
That
joke.
is
That's-
what he
He
got
just
his parents
puke on
on the
his
phone
plate.
for.
That's part of it anyway. That's his what is it? Sweet potato, a bit of mac and cheese.
That's the ins and outs, as he called it. The ins and
Right.
outs. Odds and ends. Sorry, odds and ends.
Yeah. The burnt thing that doesn't look like a sweet potato, that's the sweet potato. Just so you know.
What?
That's $80.
Someone just said prison food in the chat, and I had thought about it's Demeter. Yeah, I thought about
there. Christmas lunch from last year. That's food.
There you go. Yeah, I had
You
thought
have to be
about
careful there, 'cause
photoshopping it
there's
onto
so
a tray.
many nudes surrounding that.
Oh yeah, it's careful.
That was a minefield to get that picture. Jeez, man. Holy cow.
But yeah, so go ahead, Steve. Though, what are your thoughts here on this?
Imagine marrying the man that gives you that. That's your That's your meal in. You've been at work all day. This is the time where you're supposed to be thankful.
Yep.
For your family and all the things that you have. You're supposed to reflect on all the good things that you have in the world. And he puts that down. And it's from QVC. And you know that he had to get his parents to complain to get that delivered.
Yep.
You think how does it work? You had one fucking job.
Exactly.
I thought that was worthy. That people are going to like this.
Oh yeah, they're gonna love this. The community tab is gonna eat this up.
Do you remember? That makes his pizza look good. That's how bad that is.
Okay, that's certainly a hot take. That pizza was ungodly. That was blasphemy.
Hot take, Steve.
I will defend it. That looks like slop. That looks so unappetizing.
I wouldn't even say that was prison food. I would say prison food looks better. Seriously, I'm not. That is. If I was his wife, I'd fucking throw that at him. I'd throw that at him.
That is a street pizza. That.
A little bit of
Jasper
lore,
wouldn't
I
even
guess,
eat
for the sweet potatoes. Now,
Yes.
Kat, in her infinite genius and wisdom, she put both the sweet potatoes and the turkey in the oven, and both of them required a different temperature to be done. So she put it on a middle temperature, one between both. So the sweet potatoes got burned, and the turkey apparently was good. So yes, Kat is a genius as well, because we got a segment on the pre-stream of him complaining that something smelled burned. And then we figured it out.
Turkey.
That's
She was
I
just
guess
stood-
different plate. Yeah.
And she was just stood there in front of the cooker, just like,
Yeah. What do I do?
Like in The Sims, when your stove starts burning and you just sit there and flail. Can't do anything. We haven't bought a extinguisher.
Oh god. I was thinking though, like it's all funny, like it is bad, but put it on the tier list of his food we've seen created by Phil. I think that is.
Oh, well,
low.
there you go. That's the next tier list.
Yeah, the next tier list is food created by Phil. We have the sauce, the famous sauce, of course, and we have the
Sauce.
tuna salad.
Get it right. Sauce.
The meatball sandwiches.
It's a
meatball
sauce.
The sauce, it's thick. What's
Sauce.
the sugar for? For sweetness.
It's got its nice sauce.
It just, like right now we know that a lot of this comes from Phil being like the sort of like nuclear family child where the mother does all the work and in the kitchen and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But at 40 years old, you should be able to cook a few things. It's just one of those skills. Like mac and cheese doesn't take much to make. Sweet potatoes do not take much to make. They're fucking potatoes, basically. The clue's in the name. I just feel like it just looked fucking disgusting, and I can't imagine being 40 and serving that to my wife, let alone being the wife on the other side getting it and thinking, I married this man.
You know what? I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'm going to send it to a lady.
Yeah. Put on your Tinder.
And I'm going to say, I serve you this. I invite you around for a meal, and I say with this, what do you do? She'll go.
yeah, there you go.
She'll go, I'll tell you that. Right on,
Okay.
that's what I do.
Okay.
I feel like we need to submit it to one of those Twitter profiles that rates your food. When
Oh,
they
yeah.
repost you scran. And
I think less than that. Do rate my shit. That's fine. It would still count here. That would be registered. Oh yeah, we can rate this.
Yeah, there's a Twitter page called Terrible Looking Food. I think his pizza and his Thanksgiving spread is gonna fit right in.
Dude, the sauce too. You got to.
It's gonna go viral again.
Pool water sauce has got to be in there too. When he picks it up like this, let's thicken it out. Here's 3 cups of water. All right, we're not getting into sauce talk.
oh god, yeah, Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay reviews people's terrible food.
Oh god, that'd be awesome.
Gordon.
Please. All right, let's move on a little bit further in the week. Thanksgiving was fun and all, but we got to get to some ads, right, guys? AD apostrophe S. Let's get the spelling right here, please. And the ad event happened, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of cool ads were to be had. We did hit the goal for these members, which is very high. As you could guess, it was all by one person that gifted 100. Goes by the name of Emil. You might have heard of him. One of Phil's largest pay children. And that was that. But let's talk about some of the members. I mean, what else is there to say about that? He hit the goal. We knew he was going to hit the goal. He lowered it to fucking oblivion until he could hit it. That's the real story there. It was less than 2 weeks ago. It was 1,300.
I think it was 1,025, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And now we're at 300 and 475 was the goal, I think. Or whatever. It doesn't matter. We hit it. So we're there. He's all happy, money buff. But ad event happens, and some good questions come out of that. Some I would like to go. My favorite ad I saw, if you don't mind, was the Irish Spring ad. So let me describe this. The Irish Spring ad involved a older woman holding an Irish Spring bar, and it squirts some like water in her face.
Oh God!
And this elicited a reaction from Phil, the likes of which I haven't seen since I don't know. It was the biggest laugh of the day, probably the biggest laugh of the year, and he said it was the golden Irish shower, and he thought it was the funniest joke of all time. That was my favorite moment. One of my favorite moments. Anyone else have any other moments to add? Please do. Or the Irish Spring is great too. I know you're watching that, Meerkat. Why don't you go ahead?
Please, Meerkat, go.
Go ahead.
Me?
You streamed
Yes.
it. You must have like.
Oh,
Yeah, you must have a lot to
man,
talk about.
that was, in a way, it was very interesting, I would say. Some of my favorite ads were the ones with the toys, because obviously he had all of those toys. Because he likes to tell you that he was from a middle-class family. They couldn't buy much. When he went to the store with his parents, he was a nice kid. He played with the toy in the store, so they didn't have to buy it and all that stuff. And then we see ad after ad after ad. Hey, I had this toy. And it's some like really, really sophisticated toys, if I were to say that.
Yes.
With like their heads are changing, and they have different like interactive stuff to them. And you can see that the dude was so spoiled as a kid. You can see exactly
definitely.
where he's coming from.
Yeah, and also remember that what's the one toy that Phil didn't get that we still talk about today?
Oh,
that
God,
fucking
yeah.
Wolverine. You can see how much that wounded him. One toy I couldn't get, it still sticks with him today, fucking 40 years later. It's that shows he got whatever the fuck he wanted.
That's a cautionary tale. And
Yeah.
parents, always do what your spoilt brat wants. That's the moral of the story, according
That's
to
the
Phil.
moral of that lesson.
Yeah.
That's the lesson there.
Yeah, you can imagine. Like, it's a good point. Darwin Finch. He just yelled at the TV, "I want that, mommy," and then he got it, I guess, because he knew about every fucking toy, which we know was probably.
Phil, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till Christmas. I want it now. Phil, you gotta wait till some sort of. I can't buy it now. I got rats.
Cats running around, rabbits running around.
Chico's sat there going, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I told you to buy it. I told you to buy it. Why don't you
didn't
listen to me?
I fucking love that moment.
That's what would have happened in my house if I did anything like that. Fucking hell.
Oh yeah.
I would have gone out the window and it was double glazing. Fucking. I
But
got
okay,
slapped so hard on that side of the face, I would have been like Phil.
that's where the stroke face happened.
Yeah.
Another fun one.
That super chat was so good. Have you had a stroke, Phil? That's not funny. It's not funny.
Do I look like I've had a
Yeah,
stroke?
because you look like I've had a stroke.
Kinda, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I hate to say this, but also,
Hey, guys.
what was that? Go ahead,
But
Steve, go ahead, Steve.
yeah, I think we're about to hit the same thing here.
Yeah.
Somebody's left a comment on one of the old vlogs saying that, I'm looking quite old now. I should do something about it. Who wants to tell him?
Yeah. So, what is that about? He said this, to be clear. He said, what? Someone noticed on one of my old vlogs and said I looked older than I did before. Do we tell him? What are we going to tell him? I don't know. I don't get this joke at all.
I think what it is him saying in very DSP fashion that people age, and that's it. It's his kind of sarky way of saying, should I tell him that people do age? And I think that's all it is. And he thinks it's really clever.
I think he genuinely thinks that person isn't aware that is not a recent video.
Okay.
I think he thinks that person who left that comment is not aware that was from like years ago. They think it's a really recent one. I genuinely think that. I think he's that thick.
Phil looks about 58.
Yeah,
he doesn't look 40.
So that means don't leave your house.
He's going on 75.
Yes, and now he knows it. I think.
Guys, I can't play these video games forever. I'm an old man. I'm 40 years old. Meanwhile, Dr. Disrespect's there, like fucking ripped to fuck, same age as Phil, blasting through, still keeping up with the kids.
Yeah,
on the Call of Duties, Phil's like, I might not be able to play Stardew Valley for too much longer.
Hey, to be fair, let's not sully the good name of Stardew Valley.
Yeah,
sorry, my bad.
He only played it for like an hour anyway, and then he was
I apologize.
Hey, Phil plays serious games like Disney Dreamlight Valley, guys. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Don't give me that bullshit in here. But another ad I liked was the Wrestling Buddies, which is worth talking. Wrestling Buddies were a thing from the 80s where it's a kind of it's called what it is, a stuffed animal that's it's shaped like a wrestler.
It's a body pillow, basically. With
a body
Hogan
pillow. Yes, Meerkat simplifying it for everyone out there. And this is what some idiot named Steve of the Dead said on the video, and I think this is true. He's so insecure, he just has to immediately ridicule it and distance himself from it. So far that it's sad. He's like he has to make so many jokes about the dudes being half naked. It's like, all right, man. And not in addition to the Elton John comments, this dude is the most insecure person of all time and has to let you know, guys, I'm 100% straight. Please don't give me this wrestling nonsense. That was a very interesting moment. But go ahead, Steve. I'm sure you have more.
What was silly about this one for me was that the ad was about a dad playing with his kids. And then he went on to some weird tangent about, oh, yeah, I want a sweaty wrestler, sweaty muscular man on top of me and stuff like that. It's like, dude, no, that's not what the ad is about. It's a guy playing with his kids. It's much more innocent than this.
Yeah. And that shows when you're a normal person and you like wrestling, when I was a kid, I like wrestling too. It wasn't like, oh, dude, sweaty dude. It's like, don't go that deep with these fucking ads. That thing that pissed me off the most about what he did, the whole ads thing, is everything has to be literal, right? So RoboCop comes out of the TV in Korean commercial. It's like, I didn't know RoboCop was in Korea. Like, that's the level. That's the humor we're at. So as you want this to be on display, his real sense of humor, this is what we're at.
Yeah. What was very apparent was that we got another instance basically of him thinking that he's like the main character, and the main character lives in America. And it was very like, we did the Korean stuff and he was clearly getting annoyed by it. He'd had enough and he was going to, he couldn't wait to get back to the American ads. And he was very like, we'll get through this and then we'll be back to good old America.
US of A, yeah.
We know what he has to say about the Asians, don't we? You know what I mean?
His mind was very disturbed and confused by the British adverts. Specifically,
that's going to be my choice.
Tango Man.
Your choice.
Tango Man, great. That's great stuff.
Your dad.
I miss Tango Man. I am Tango Man right
You're
now.
Tango Man, yeah.
I can orange this light up like you wouldn't believe.
All right, well, Sam, you need to explain that though. Go ahead with your moment, Sam. Go ahead.
Well, mine wasn't going to be the Tango Man. I'm sure one of you two UK guys can explain it a bit better. But mine was going to be the Bisto one. It goes hand in hand because it's Bisto and the Tango advert are two examples of classic, and we look back on our adverts as kind of they're institutions, aren't they? Like the Bisto thing that was going for years with the Bisto family, and we're a little bit weird about it all.
Throughout the 80s, you saw
the Nescafe saga, the Nescafe Gold.
The Nescafe, yes. Nescafe Gold.
Yeah,
I was invested in that shit. You know?
Yeah, because it was like a storyline basically for a lot of these where you'd for years and years and years it'd be the same family, you know, having their Christmas dinner or the Sunday roasts and all that.
Hey, wasn't the Nescafe guy Anthony Stewart Head?
I think so, I think it was. Yeah, from Buffy. Yeah,
really? From Giles from Buffy. Yeah, he was he was the Nes, and he met this woman, very nice woman. And was it the Clio with Papa and Nicole and Papa?
Nicole,
and,
the
Renault,
And let's all be honest here. When she's saying Papa, that ain't her father.
yeah, but everything like
but you
that.
don't get that until you're a lot older. You know, as a kid, you're like, oh, but when you're older, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. Oh no, we got a quote from a Derek here. I got to read this, guys. Bisto is a popular, well-known brand of gravy and other food products in the United Kingdom and Ireland. Currently owned by Premier Foods.
Yes.
Thank you, Derek. Thanks, Derek. We got
to explain these things. Tango is a orange soda.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Very British style stream going on right now. Just trying
Nescafe is a coffee. It's a instant coffee brand.
I'm sure there was another one. I'm sure there was another British one.
Go ahead, Sam. Sam's still going there. Go ahead, Sam.
There was stuff like the Flake advert and all that kind of stuff throughout the years.
Did you do the Flake? I skipped over the Flake.
No. I don't think he did, but I'm just saying, that's another one.
Yeah. He did the Reebok ad.
Yeah, that was it. That was the Reebok one. Yeah,
the Ronaldinho with the stick man and all that. Oh, that on the belly one as well. Yeah. All that shit. Classic adverts. And you can pick any of these, and this applies to it for any of them basically. But it's like I don't know if it's just a case of it not translating or whatever. But with every single advert, it's just what the fuck or what the hell, and then you just sit there and go, And that, apart from the burger supercut, big ups, the guy that put that together. That's another one for anyone that wants to go back through that stream. Listen out for what the fuck, pause, every single advert. It just annoyed me, and I told the guys in the Discord as well. I showed them some of the notes I was taking. It just said "fuck off, Phil." Just fuck off. Like I was just irrationally annoyed by him, just because these are classic adverts, and there's nothing. What's the word? There's nothing clever about it. And it's just, they're just and you don't need to comment on everything. You don't need to be confused by them. It's just, it is what it is, and it's there to sell a product. And
I think Phil's got this weird thing in his brain where he actually thinks, why aren't these adverts made for 2022?
Yeah.
It's really bizarre. We're watching him just react to them. And by the way, wasn't it Phil who said reacting content is the lowest form of content on YouTube?
Yes. In this year, 2022. Yes,
he said that this year. Yeah.
It feels like he's watching these other go. Why doesn't this make sense today?
Right. Okay. The Tango one is like the one that stuck out for me. There's actually two that stuck out for me, but I'll get to the other one in a minute because I knew it would be on there because it, like you said, it's one of those weird cultural sort of touchstones that people of certain generations know because they're repeated so much throughout our TV. They're in during the ad breaks, so a lot of us see it. But the point of the advert, right? The advert's got like your bloke stood at the corner of the street and he's drinking a Tango, and then you see like this giant fat orange man run up to him, tap him on the shoulder. He turns around, then he turns the other way, and he's in shock by seeing this fat orange man, completely bald, completely orange, and this lad slaps him round the ears, slaps him on both sides of the head.
Yeah.
And then runs off. And the advert is, when you've been tangoed. And it's very clearly like, hey, this drink has a huge hit of flavor. It's an orange drink. It's going to taste like very, you're going to be like, oh, wow, that's a very strong taste. That's a very nice taste. It's a very robust taste. And he's like, what the fuck's that got to do with a drink?
Yep.
Not everything has to be explicitly like, like one of them 1950s movies where it's like, new toothpaste has bicarbonate of soda, meaning it can give you better clearing and higher, higher brightness and whiteness in your pearly whites in the morning. It feels like he needs things spelling out for him like that. And he can't just grasp the concept of a brand advertising itself. It's advertising like an idea or like a sense of the advert, like
or
when
just literally something to just get you talking, because that's what happened with the Tango ad. You know, it's got fuck all to do with the products, but it'll get you talking on the playground and make you want to go buy Tango, and you'd have kids slapping each other and everything, you know, which I'm sure happened.
We should point out that advert was banned in the UK because some kids did actually slap each other. It became a very popular thing in schools to be. Did you get tangoed? Did anybody get tangoed, or was it just me?
I probably did. Having said that, then
It's like a rite of passage. But
my favorite part of this whole thing, you guys are saying, is every commercial has to be literal, or it doesn't make sense to him at all. He's like, "What is going on here? What are they doing?"
But I was going to say the Xbox was what I was going to say. Like,
okay, so let's talk. The Xbox was good. It's just try to make reactionary shit, like crazy shit on the screen. So you're like, whoa, what the fuck was that? That's the whole point of the fucking ad. It's like, whoa, this Xbox is crazy. But he's like, what are they doing? This is so weird. I don't get this at all. And it's like, what is this
guy naked? Why is
he just wants to hold the product and say, like, this is good. Buy this. And Phil's like, yeah, that's good.
Banana. Tasty banana.
That's what makes a great ad great, is when it surprises you and then the tagline in the end shows up and you're like, oh, now it makes sense. And it's very clever. Just like the Xbox ad in the end when it says life is too short, play more or whatever it said. And now everything makes sense. And it's a clever ad. It engaged you, and you're gonna talk about it, like you guys said. You're gonna talk about it with somebody else. It's gonna be something more than just promoting a product.
Yeah,
but we know Phil falls for the marketing. Sorry, Sam, but Phil falls for the marketing schemes of everything on Earth. Remember, he's the guy that buys shit from Sky Mall, right? We know he's buys shit from Sky Mall. Those ads are like, designed for the weak-minded when it comes to finances, right? Designed for the ultimate consumers. This is level 1,000 consumerism, and Phil's right there. Level 1 podcast, level 1,000
17
consumers.
credit cards, was it?
Yeah.
13.
14?
13 credit cards. Please.
Sorry, Phil. He probably had 4 just squirreled away somewhere.
Go ahead.
He would get 17 if he could, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It will be 17 at some point.
Just a question. Are his parents still alive?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, because I thought they were just about to die.
They've been like that for a while, yeah.
Remember, I got to visit my parents because they're old. They're 60.
Yeah.
They're old. And
last legs, mate.
They're
last chance.
Just about to die. Oh, by the way, I came back married.
Yeah.
So wait. I do want to talk about this.
And also a couple of grand.
We're going to come back to more ads for sure, but I want to talk about the new 10-year plan, my friends. The old 10-year plan, that ass banned. New 10-year plans in play. And he was saying, like, someone asked a question, I forget what it was, but said, like, hey, what's about the 10-year plan? And Phil was like, all right, I'm going to address this. My parents are getting elderly now, was his words. They're getting elderly. And back then, he came to 2 decisions with his mommy that was still brushing his hair. Okay? 2 decisions. He was going to declare bankruptcy. That succeeded. And number 2, he was going to phase himself out of YouTube. That was the 2 things they agreed upon. He left out the part about his mom giving him thousands of dollars for the wedding and shit. But details. Get out of here.
Did she give him a bunch of money as well to sort his taxes, which he obviously didn't do?
Those are optional to report.
They paid everything. It was an all-inclusive plus taxes.
Yes. And the fly out there too.
And Wi-Fi on the flight over so that they could play Champions.
Yeah, I think he paid for that himself. Let's cut him a little bit of slack.
So then Phil says this. His mom said these words: "Your life is your own, but you are beholden to the trolls, to the people on the internet." She said, and that's not really a good place to be. That's kind of stupid, right? And Phil said, "This is his words. You know what? She was kind of right." And then he agreed with it. But then he said, COVID ruined all of that, right? So if I got a job, I would have lost my job. In-person jobs I've had are never stable. So let's talk about why his jobs might not be stable, right? Jobs aren't stable because you get laid off when you're obviously not necessarily an employee. That's when your job isn't stable. If, jobs aren't stable for Kat because when she can't get there by car, she stays the fuck home by your direction, Phil, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, he got laid off from the helicopter company despite doing such a sterling job.
Oh, you're right.
I
millions
got a plaque.
His
They
experience.
gave me a plaque.
But in companies, there's this thing that's called the HR department that exists to make you feel good and to make you feel like you're doing a good job, even if you're not. They're never gonna tell you you're trash and we're gonna fire you. They're gonna encourage you to do better. And obviously, he wasn't doing better, even though they invested a lot in him. So therefore, he was out the door. And in relation to this, pretty funny. He tried to look up what happened to the helicopter company, couldn't even find the Wikipedia article about it. And I found it on my phone in like a minute. They got bought out by Lockheed Martin or some of those big companies.
But didn't he report that they went out of business because they fired him?
Oh yeah.
And they're a bunch of assholes.
He was
Other
their cause of
companies
downfall.
ever since they fired me, they've all gone out of business. You know.
Yeah, Machinima too. That's the same thing that happened to them. They fired him, and then it was down the drain.
And Blip.
What are we gonna do without Phil?
He was Frost before Frost was around. I outlasted them. I outlasted Machinima. He should become the Penguin for Batman. He's basically the same person.
The Penguin.
The Penguin. Yeah. The Penguin.
Well, Memesters, you know what to do now.
Yeah, Photoshoppers, you know what to do. But anyway, so Phil claimed at the end of this, there's new stuff coming. He's made great strides this year, but new shit's coming. He's not sure how to implement it yet, but stay tuned, guys. So get ready for his next 10-year plan, which is in the year 3 of that new 10-year plan, by the way. So just wanted to get that out.
Phil's going to be dead before the 10-year plan's over. In Minecraft.
He's going to die before his parents. But I love that he's like the original 10-year plan was, like beg less, stream less, rely on YouTube less, and sort of like transition into looking for an actual job. And his new 10-year plan is don't look for an actual job, rely on YouTube more.
Diversify.
Because, real jobs.
Hey,
real
he's
jobs
got
could be fired.
Thousands and thousands of people watching his videos. I don't think he understands numbers, but okay.
yeah, that's the good
He
point.
sees like the total views and thinks, wow, they're going up.
I put out 50
across the
videos
channel
today
line.
and they got 10,000 views. Wow.
Not even that. Yeah, not even half of that.
Somebody should break it to him that thousands implies that it's more than 1,000. Who's gonna tell him?
Who's gonna Who's gonna tell him? That's the real who's gonna tell him. But here, that's a good question to ask, because you were someone that were all World of Warcraft shit, but starting as that was how you got, that's how you made your name, safe to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you made the transition to more sharing your opinions, right? So how was that transition for you? Because that had to be scary, right? And maybe that's what Phil's thinking, because it is kind of scary, right?
Well, I had to make a massive mistake along the way. Which was, I thought that if I just stopped doing WoW and started doing different content, my audience would just immediately come along with that. And then that caused a bit of palaver because they didn't. And then when I realized that, wait a minute, you're only as good as your audience, You're only you can only exist as long as your audience is there. That's the most important thing, not your stupid ego. Then I started, I came back and did a little bit more WoW, but said, look, it's not there anymore for me. Do you mind if I, do a couple more gaming related things? And they were like, okay. And fortunately for me, it was 2 massive things, which was the Diablo Immortal mobile phone game, and then pretty soon afterwards the Fallout 76 debacle. So both those got me a lot of traction. Viral fillers when a video gets 500,000 views, not 1,000. So they were doing very well, and that brought in a new audience, but it allowed me to talk more gaming, just generalized gaming stuff. And then people then were asking, can you start doing these reviews? These reviews that you do on the stupid shows are funny. Can you do more of these? And then it sort of pushed into that area. And then I met, a load more people, content creators, and these were good content creators that actually wanted to network, content creators that wanted to, you to come onto their channel, you to go onto their channel, meet your audiences, mingle your audiences. And so that, it was nerve wracking, at first, because I was 5.5 years, 6 years World of Warcraft. And, to make a big change, you kind of think, But I'm doing what I genuinely love now. You know, I'm talking about things that I genuinely love. So yeah, it is scary, but at the same time, if you want to grow, you know, if you want your channel to actually get stronger and better, then you've got to do these things. Phil doesn't network. He doesn't talk to anyone. He doesn't have any. No content creators will touch him unless they literally want to ride him like Seabiscuit. So he's got no angle to do that. You couldn't imagine Phil saying, right, I'm going to stop doing gaming. Remember he's talking about, I'm going to start talking about politics. Phil, you don't even know how to cook a fucking meal. Do you think people are going to listen to your fucking? Well, this is what I think about the Democratic Party and how I think they can shore themselves up for the next election. You guys don't even make fucking sweet potatoes. You know, so no, Phil's not going to be able to make that transition. People are going to laugh him out of, unless he doesn't realize that people are laughing at him, but he does. It's never going to happen for him. You got to be open. You got to be malleable. He's got to put his ego aside, and he can't put his ego aside. He's got to understand that his audience is better than him. His audience are what make him. And if you don't have that attitude, then you're going to go nowhere. If you think you're the star of your own show, no, sir. No, sir. It's not going to happen.
What do you think about the interview saga that is going on?
He wants a large platform to lie.
Yep.
is the short version of it. I mean, he wants to go in front of millions of people. Remember he had the viral tweet a couple of years ago? Mm-hmm. And then he went, right, I'm now going to address I'm going to address all the accusations and debunk them. And then he went on stream. Hi, new audience. I had a viral, thank you for coming along.
Nothing wrong.
There is a link down below to give me money. Can you just start giving me money? And then he literally spent 4 hours going, they said that I did this. No, I didn't. Debunked. Next. Didn't produce a single scrap of evidence to debunk anything. This is the interview saga. I mean, I'm friends with Jeremy Quartering, but I've always ridden Jeremy about him softballing DSP.
Oh God, you need to tell him that was atrocious.
Terrible interview, absolutely terrible. And that's what he wants. He wants that sort of interview again, where somebody's just like, Phil, tell your story about how detractors ruined your life and how none of this is your responsibility at all. And you're just an absolute angel. Here's my 4.4 million viewers to put that up. That's what his brain is literally working like that. That's what his head's. He's like, yes, and then I'll go for the 4.4 billion people. And I'll be like, I did nothing wrong. I did everything right. I did that. That's what he thinks he's going to do. And then if anyone, because he's already said.
I'm going to take it to Brit's detractor town again, but I've just had this image in my head of DSP as Zippy.
Zippy.
I'm DSP. Apart from his like little slant down. George, I did nothing wrong, George. I did everything right.
Right.
Like shut him up, yeah.
Right, ALT. We need to A, introduce you to Rainbow, and B, you're going to make a short about it.
Yes, please do. Yes.
He doesn't want any Meerkat. He doesn't want any clapback, does he? He doesn't want any difficult questions. He wants to vet the questions and.
Yep. He wants an unbiased person who also has a gaming audience and is big enough, quote unquote.
Yes.
Well, here's the key.
1 million plus.
He was going to throw that out if Sir Moist said yes. All that's like shit. Because Sir Moist is a detractor. Let's just call it what it is. Sir Moist, he's a cool dude, and he's a fucking detractor because he watches all that shit and makes fun of Phil. That's all he does. But Phil all of a sudden magically could forget about it because he has 10 million subs.
Yeah,
and he's all of a sudden, oh, Sir Moist, please allow me to fillet you, please. I'm going to call him
Charlie. I'm going to call him Charlie. We're friends. Charlie's my friend.
We got a nice comment in chat from Derek. Zippy is a fictional character on the British children's entertainment television program Rainbow, which I didn't know about. Thank you, Derek.
That is correct. Yes.
Good luck.
And it's nice that he posted it several times in chat, so I didn't miss it.
Well, Nightbot's taking up half the chat, and Derek. Yeah, that doesn't happen for us though, thankfully. But yeah, so okay, the interview is not going to happen. Probably that's what I think. Where are we stand now, boys? We're a week later.
But the irony is, Phil thinks he's big enough for this.
Yes,
Yeah.
He thinks he's big enough to go to a Moist Critical or well, can we talk about PewDiePie in a bit?
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I really want to touch on PewDiePie,
Please.
but he thinks he's of an ilk that he could go to Moist Critical and say, let's talk about my detractors on your stream. And cigar. He's got a cigar there, obviously. It's not. He's like he's fucking stroked out.
Big with.
Well, it's from the bottle.
Yeah, the gin bottle just.
Yeah.
Maybe a crack pipe would be more
literally
believable.
pops in there.
Like in hamster cages when they've got like the bottle.
It's like Popeye. Instead of spinach, it's gin, and he squeezes it, and the gin just goes.
And then his belly bulges outwards.
Full power. Yeah.
Hey, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, go ahead about that, Sir Moist.
But yeah,
Moist Critical.
he thinks he's of that ilk to be able to, Charlie's not your peer.
I want to know how hard he fucking laughed.
He's up there, mate. You're not. If you want to go, he's just hit 200,000 subscribers after 14 years.
Yeah.
On the whole of the channel. So I mean, that's.
Yeah. I think he thinks that the second he said, right, everyone, here I am, I'm making myself available. He thought everyone was just going to rush in with offers and they'd come flooding in and here you go, guys. I'm giving you the big one sort of thing. This is the one you've always wanted, an interview with me. And it's like,
I mean, admittedly, I haven't jerked off on stream.
Yeah,
but if let's say some accusation came out about me, HeelvsBabyface, he's actually into the slave trade.
All right, boys.
And I'm just like, whoa! Detractors ahoy! Can somebody get me in touch with Moist Critical, please? I think I'm a fucking lunatic.
No, I think you're even more of a lunatic if you dreamed that the night before.
Oh yeah, it was a dream. It was a dream, man.
Yeah.
A dream he had. This interview idea.
It came to you in a dream, and you were like, "I've got to tweet about that before I forget it."
Was it one of those dreams you have when you've drunk a lot of gin?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I got news for you. They're not dreams.
No, it's one of those dreams where you have to change the sheets because he was that excited.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He spilled the gin. Obviously, it can't be anything else.
Yeah,
Because the gout gave him a floppy, so obviously it can't be anything else.
Do you know what didn't? Turkey.
Oh, was not turkey. Yeah, turkey does not cause gout, guys. Remember that
Doesn't
shit.
have it. Yep.
Yeah, but all the red meat or the seafood that he says he can't have that he constantly eats on stream.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
he
one of my
talks
favorites
about
too.
every week when he goes for a meal and he does his DSP's day off, whatever. And then he's like, I can't have red meat. I can't have seafood. I have a condition. I have a disease that flares
Build up
up.
of uric crystals in my blood.
Yeah. You got gout. You got a rich man's fucking disease, mate. You got gout.
Fucking king's
Yo,
disease.
those crystals must be worth something. You should try selling it.
You could buy my piss crystals. My gouty piss crystals.
Patreon perk.
Like the bathwater from that girl. DSP just has this little vial of gouty piss crystals.
Pay up, Slayer. Pay up, bitch.
$20 for a gouty piss crystals.
DSP tries it. Uric acid crystals. It's up next.
That's one of my favorite things Phil does, that bullshit, is whenever his fast food ad came on, Meerkat, you saw it. Oh, this looks so disgusting. Oh, I'm going to be sick. I never eat this. Come on, dude.
Isn't this the same
Just
day
be
he
normal.
ate like 3 burgers from McDonald's? I mean,
Yeah.
burgers.
Burgers. Isn't this the guy that took his wife for a birthday to Burger King?
That's why I'm wearing the Burger King hat.
That's when you know you got a sham marriage. That's when you know you've got a sham marriage, when you're taking your wife on her birthday to Burger King. Kill me!
So
I
just
would
realized
have a knife in my neck right there to here.
Sorry. I've just realized it says burger style behind you.
Yes.
It's spelled
This is burger style. Burger.
style.
You know what came to me thinking about that Burger King story? That Burger King must have been real nice because people were doing drugs in front of it because they were like, okay, let's get fucked up and then go eat a fucking Whopper. That's amazing. That Burger King's probably the best one in town.
Damn right.
So for his wife's birthday, he took her to the Junkie Burger King.
Yeah, well, he claims they were
says
people
love
shooting
than
up around it.
Wow.
I still claim it was like maybe looked a little more urban than he was ready for.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And then he
He
just
lives
made
in
the leap.
Washington. They're all fucking hippies there.
Exactly. It'd be like two
shooting up.
dudes having a split
Somebody's just having a fucking doobie on the sidewalk. They were shooting up. He's shooting up. Look at my fucking. Look at the sauce.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
sauce on this burger.
Burgers must have been bangers if somebody wants to get high and then go eat a burger from that Burger King specifically.
I want to go to that Burger King. That must be great.
Boo69 said Cat's sister hangs out there.
Was that picture? Was it ever validated for some? Was that ever validated? It's her.
The larger picture.
Yeah, the car.
Yeah, yes, that's confirmed. Yeah, that's confirmed.
Well, it's not confirmed, but who else can be in the car with DSP?
And that
There's a woman.
exact facial.
Okay,
really
allegedly a woman. That wasn't verified.
I'm really hoping it's a prostitute.
It's ambiguous, isn't it?
I'm hoping that Phil's got a prostitute addiction as well. And he just goes to Burger King and he buys a burger with too much sauce on it and then goes picks up a hooker and then bangs her in a car park.
I think
At
I
least
would
he's having
have
fun,
a little
man.
more
Yeah.
respect with it. Yeah, exactly. I would have like a
DS.
bit more respect there because at least he's like getting laid. At least he's doing something. It's not just sweaty man JPEGs. Like if he did drugs, at least you're getting fucked up. At least you're getting off your face for a bit. You know, so I could understand why you would like want to ruin your financial situation because of that. But they're just JPEGs. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
If you're married to Phil, I think I would have addiction problems, you know.
Well, we don't know what Kat. We don't think has any addiction problems. She's addicted to Skyrim. That's it. But who among us? Can
Who
say?
isn't though? Who isn't addicted
who
to
among
Skyrim?
us is above that?
If there's one thing to be addicted to, I'll take Skyrim.
Yes. Really quick, I do want to talk about Meerkat. You saw the Japanese ad for the Dreamcast.
Yes, I send you an open invitation to translate because everybody was confused.
Yeah, so this real quick is it's a pretty simple thing. It's kind of an interesting idea. So they were kind of Sega was at the lowest point ever in this time, not ever, but this is a really low time for Sega. Before Dreamcast came out, Saturn just bombed, right? Saturn is fucked up. Sega's in trouble. The CEO dude, the marketing dude, he had the kind of cool idea to say, I'm going to be like self-deprecating humor kind of. So those kids we're talking about like, man, Sega sucks these days, right? Like, yeah, it does. And that's why that gets the CEO kind of depressed, and he walks down the alleyway, and that the kind of gang-looking people, of course, I don't know if they're Yakuza, as Phil so quickly jumped to say, but he gets beat up by people because he's like kind of depressed, like, sorry, I'm just depressed, and he gets beat up. And the whole thing is like that. So people around town are saying like Sega sucks, but the CEO is thinking about releasing Dreamcast. That's going to be the big saver thing. Then it finally comes out, and then he goes to he's still got to be the bad guy. So people are pissed at him because they don't have enough to sell, right? There's low stock. So he's saying like, sorry guys, we have low stock. That's the whole commercial. It's the marketing guy's an asshole because first of all, Sega sucks, but he's working on it. Then he releases the Dreamcast and then says, okay, now we don't have enough in stock. You're still an asshole. That's the gag. So it's a fun, self-deprecating humor kind of style ad that I think is funny. Yeah. But Phil, of course, says like, I don't understand. Even if I understood Japanese, I wouldn't understand this ad. Like, how can you say that? How can you say that about anything in this world? Even if I understood what they were saying, I still wouldn't understand it. How can you assume that? What the fuck does that even mean? I'm just broke, right? That comment. Imagine you're watching an advertisement in Spanish and you say like, even if I understood Spanish, I wouldn't know what they're talking about here. What?
But it's clearly too complicated for Phil's brain to work
I
out.
guess that's it. Yeah. But anyway,
I don't get it. But because the Dreamcast actually did really well in Japan.
yeah. Well, actually, it did better in America too. America was huge Dreamcast.
Long after it was cancelled, it carried on in Japan for years,
Mm-hmm.
making games and whatnot for it. But no, I mean, this is a guy that was literally singing along to fucking adverts.
He was the Slinky. He was the Slinky.
Before the stream, I said it was like watching an Alzheimer's patient,
and he's like
kind of, going through their youth again. Oh, I remember this when I was a child. Wolverine toy.
Man,
Yeah,
his
okay,
Slinky reaction, it was literally like I'm watching Chris Chan. It's like a dude just sitting in the chair, dancing to the ad, and he's watching the TV where, it's an ad happening. It was so ridiculous. And I know he was putting on an act and he was hamming it up because he has to be that guy. But it was like a Chris Chan segment, absolutely through and through.
Oh, yes. And how about the accents that came out of this whole thing? Oh, my God.
So did he fuck his mum then?
Not yet.
That's the next arc.
That's why he hates his dad.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's why he moved to Washington from Canada. Well, go and get me the cigarettes. And I mean the heavy towel.
Get all the cats out of the room now.
And bring out peanut butter.
All right, well, let's talk about Mirka, I know you're watching. My favorite was the Werther's old dude accent, which made him sound kind of he turned British all of a sudden. Like old means British, I guess. I don't know. Like he's like, yeah, my father used to work here for 75 years. I didn't get that at all. That was a flavor.
I didn't get it either. I'm gonna pass that out to the British crowd.
It's sophisticated. British voices mean sophistication. That's what it
the
means.
key.
Yeah.
That's the key.
So when you hear a British voice in an American advert, it means this is sophisticated. Pay attention.
It's your countdown audience. It's like it's an
This is
advert
quality.
for, like,
This is a quality
people.
product here. Okay.
But they'd be like buying stair lifts and walking baths and things. That's the target audience he's going for. So that's why it's like
I don't know who
from the
feels
perspective of an old man.
Well,
Exactly.
If you have the Werther's, which was like it's Mr. Sophisticated, then you go to the Burger King adverts, where he's literally complaining that people are happy where they work. This isn't realistic. They look happy. When I went into a Burger King to complain about the sauce on my burger, none of them looked happy, and there's only like 2 people there. There's like 5 in this restaurant.
The rest of them were doing drugs outside.
Yeah, they're too busy.
The
Dodging
rest of them
needles.
were banging his wife outside.
Oh, let that hang there for a second.
Sorry, Leroy.
Sorry, Leroy.
That's- that's-
All right, but then
Hey,
let's go.
I'm banging her.
Before we move on for adverts,
Yes, yes,
I
please do.
I have a quote from Meerkat that I'd like to bring up.
Oh, please do.
You've been playing games your whole life. You should know what a fucking game is. In response to Phil's response to the Operation advert.
Oh,
here
fuck,
we go.
Operation, yeah. Forgot about Operation.
It's not realistic.
Oh,
Oh God! So let's talk about Operation. So Phil's comments on
The dog?
Operation.
The
Yeah,
dog?
yeah.
What does she mean with a dog? Where's the dog? What does she mean? Does she
That-
think they're going to operate on the dog? No shit,
So Phil's claims here were that first that you could definitely get shocked by Operation. This is factually untrue. I know you might think though, like your memory might think you got shocked, but my friends, there was no shock involved. It was a buzzer sound and a vibration. But
he
Phil said it could
swindled me
shock
on
you.
this one
Yes.
because I'm a peasant and I've never played Operation. I've just seen it on the ad, so I thought you get actually shocked by like
Yeah,
some
you don't.
like literal static shock thing.
Yeah, no, you don't know.
No.
There's no shock at all. It just buzzes and like a little light in the guy's nose goes off
Yeah.
and that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like you get shocked. That's the cool part of the game is it feels like, oh shit, it scares you because I played when I was a kid. But I also, Phil said this is a game that that serial killers will practice on.
That's how Jeffrey Dahmer started.
Yeah, Jeffrey
played
Dahmer was
Operation a
yeah.
bunch.
So taking out broken hearts and funny bones is practice to
Dahmer.
be a serial killer. So
Dennis
fantastic joke there. I was just
Ted
losing
Bundy,
it.
Ted Kaczynski, Jack the Ripper. All of them played Operation.
Played
back in the day.
Oh, yeah,
Operation.
Jack the Ripper was really hot back then.
He was very good
Operation.
at it. He was very good at Operation Jack the Ripper.
I have found out what to do with this electricity business that has just been starting around here. I have connected it to this device of a man in which I have placed some bones in various parts of the body.
As you can see, here is where the spanner is located. Here's where the screwdriver
I
is.
slice their fucking stomach open and their innards come out. Yeah.
But anyway, that was just another ridiculous. Again, just Phil sharing facts that are just not facts. So just that's the usual. We should know that by now. He always does that. I do want to talk about any other ads you want to talk about, Meerkat? I know you saw most of it. Any of the things that you mentioned?
Ads. There was some of the Indian ads that were kind of interesting, but that's the ads themselves. DSP had nothing to add to them. It was just
Yeah,
they
well,
existed. They were fun.
Saying that though, I wanted to bring this up because weirdly, we were talking about accents the other day, and we were saying about who is he most sort of racist towards, and everyone was like instantly Asian, and that means in this context sort of Japanese, Chinese. Or, yeah. But and so I was thinking, has he ever done the Indian accent? Because us, especially here in the UK, I'd say that's. They get the brunt of the kind of the racism, the Indian Pakistani voice sort of thing. Yeah. And I did wonder if Phil had ever brought that out. Didn't need to wait though, because we got it on the ad show.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, that was something.
He can't resist. I've said it a million times on the show before. Whenever there's someone that is a non-white being, a non-white human being, he has to comment on it. He can't treat them like a normal person. He has to say something that is in their culture or their place of living or their style of living before he can move on.
Or if you're just crossing the street and then one of them walks past you and you suddenly cry that they've stolen your shit.
There was this one ad with some black people in it, and he commented on how well they spoke English.
Yeah. He said they spoke. Yeah, what would they? Fuck, I
They
didn't write down the
spoke real
exact quote.
clean or something like that. Something like that. He said.
They spoke.
I was like,
real
what
well.
do you mean by that? Please elaborate.
Someone in chat will know exactly what he said. He said something like, "They spoke well. They spoke pretty well." Like surprised.
Fucking hell.
Now, if he put a Kanye comment in front of that, then said that would sound very much like Phil.
That was awesome. Oh man. But anyways, I guess we should talk about though. He did get a question that was to paraphrase. Would you do anything differently in regards to your friendship with one John Rambo? And as I don't know how much you are up on your John Rambo lore. But
I know my lore.
Okay, good. I know. I never doubted you.
I know my John Rambo lore.
I never doubted you.
I just want them to get back together and marry.
I think we all do. But here's what Phil said in response to that, which was incredible. Steve, I know you're gonna have fun with this one. No crying, no crying. Okay. No one said the letter T, so he didn't cry. Okay. You say the letter T, he will cry for that.
I think we might have the same quote.
He said, "I'm a firm believer of accepting the consequences of your actions." That's not the funny part yet, but I get it.
No, it is. It is. There's never been a more ironic sentence to come out of Phil's mouth than that.
Oh, you brought up Jeremy earlier, where Jeremy started his interview by saying, Phil seems like a pretty humble guy who has accepted the wrongs of his past.
Oh, God.
That was my favorite part of the interview.
Well, let's get real. I think
before DSP spoke. That was your favorite part of the interview before DSP had opened his mouth.
He was just happy for
they did bond over counts, so come on. I love you, Jeremy.
They compare crystals. Anyways, back on topic here. All right. So he said this. Yeah,
he said that.
Please.
This is the man who foreclosed on a condo in Connecticut. He believes in
Yeah.
living with the consequences of your actions.
Except bankruptcy. That's different. That's different. Don't bring that into this. Come on, Steve.
Okay.
No nonsense.
Sorry.
But he
Next
said,
line.
this is what he said. The most what's a revealing comment about Phil's mental side of things and social side of things. I could do nothing differently unless he told me what I was doing wrong. Right? Admittedly, I knew I was doing things wrong. But let me say it again. I could not do anything differently unless he told me I was doing something wrong. Right? So think about that. Get the calculators moving in your mind what that means. He's saying, like, I knew I was doing things wrong, but because he didn't tell me I was doing things wrong, I couldn't do anything differently than what I did. And again, he wants to accept the consequence for the actions of that. But that is a very telling statement for me. I knew I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
But I can't do anything differently. Unless
they told me. I didn't know because they didn't tell me. If I knew now, I might do something differently. But
so unless I get called out for my bad behavior, that's the only time that I can make a change. See, this is why Phil's never going to admit to his problems.
Yep. That might as well be on his tombstone.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm dead. I did nothing wrong. I did everything right.
Tie one in there. If I had known that there was any kind of overwhelming, ongoing, lingering resentment between me and John, I would absolutely have wanted to handle it and talk about it and hash it out with him. This is the man who was repeatedly told stuff like, we don't want to record all the time. We would just like to hang out as friends. Hey, do you think you should probably pay these people for what they're doing? It's costing me to come up here. They didn't ask for
money, so why give them any?
Exactly. He didn't know he was doing anything wrong. So if you asked him, could you do it again? He wouldn't do anything about that. He still wouldn't pay them.
Yes. And that's Dycan in chat here. Dycan said it right. Remember, he said it himself. If Rambo asked for $250, I would have paid him, but he only asked for $150, so that's what I gave him.
Yeah.
And he had that figure in mind, though. He wanted to pay him more. He thought that it was fair to pay him like $250, $200, whatever. And then Rambo asked for the lower one. And then Phil was like, okay, Rambo, that's what you get, man.
Friends, guys, friends. It's cool if you're doing that. Okay, if someone comes over to my house that I don't know and fixes my fence and says like, hey, 150 is cool. If I was thinking 250, I'd be like, all right, cool, 150. I don't know you. But if it's your fucking friend, man, that's bad. That's not good, man. That's not cool.
Yeah.
No.
Considering the dude was having some travel expenses and so on and so forth, it wasn't like a dude living next door to him or like a housemate or something. The guy had to put some significant time in his schedule from actual work to go and record videos with DSP and travel and so on and so forth.
My brother, he's like 4.5 hours away drive. And he's been coming up every couple of months or so. We've been sorting my house out here and all this type of business.
Yeah.
When he comes up, I put him into a hotel. we go to the restaurant by the hotel every night so we can have a meal, and we have the breakfast there in the morning because I stay in a different room in the hotel so we can do these things together. Then he comes to the house. Then we do stuff around the house. And I give him a nice sum.
Yeah.
That he can take back to the family and to say thank you so much for spending the time to come up away from your family for a couple of days or so to help me with my nonsense here and go back again every time. It's not me doing anything special.
Yeah.
It's me doing something normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And you shouldn't think, oh, I'm being so good because I'm doing this. No. It's hey, dude, it was just an automatic reaction. Okay, what I'll do is I'll put us in a hotel. So we've got a nice hotel, nice showers, all this kind of stuff. And it's got a restaurant next to it, so we can get a nice, a nice cooked meal for us and blah, blah, blah. It's natural thinking. I'm not thinking, how can I scam my brother out of he comes here, then I'll go, well, I'll pay you petrol, but then I'm gonna have to put your minimum wage an hour.
yeah, that's what he's
Okay.
doing. Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't
Gotta put it in a
quite work out
spreadsheet.
like that. That's what DSP's fucking brain's doing with. And the thing is with John Rambo is Rambo seemed like an okay guy.
Oh yeah,
You know, he
Yeah,
seems like
yeah,
he
we
seems
don't
like a
like
decent
Rambo,
guy.
yeah.
And this was Phil's only fucking friend. And his reaction is, how can I screw my only friend in the world?
Yeah. And let's not forget as well, this was peak money for Phil as well. This period.
Peak money, Phil. Yeah.
Mr. BMW. This was the BMW era
yeah.
where I didn't know you had to put oil in a car.
This is the best bit, right?
You never told me.
There's a number of best bits, but this is one of them. That when he says, "I didn't know that anything was wrong," so behavior like that, I would not change because I don't know I'm doing anything wrong. The whole point of that.
He's saying he is doing something wrong, though.
No, he's saying that he didn't know at the time that he was doing anything wrong. Now he knows it's wrong. But if he was to go back in time, he wouldn't know that it was wrong then, unless you told him. So he couldn't be able to change it. But the whole point of like the John and Howard talking to each other for an hour and a half was, how many times did we have to tell Phil, and then he'd back down and then not change his behavior? It's constant. And like John says in that fucking interview, that discussion that they have, it's all right to say, I'm sorry. But if you don't change your behavior, we're not going to listen. We're not going to believe you because you're not doing anything about it. And he's like, nobody ever told me I was wrong. And he's like, clearly they told you enough. They told you to the point where they were like, I'm fucking fed up of him not listening.
Yeah.
But your own internal brain should be ticking in going, maybe fucking my friends over isn't the right course of action.
Oh, but he wasn't fucking them over,
Especially
though.
with all what was it? The Project
money.
7 shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
God,
making
Look at
content.
all these people working hard. Look at all these people doing the special effects. Look at John getting all the scenery, getting all this set up for the scenes that we're recording. And I maybe contribute a line or two to the dialogue because they're also writing all of that fucking shit as well.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you going, he's kind of doing what's the fucking Yank Huger's cousin called, nephew called, does the podcast with H3H3. Hassan Piker, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Hassan Piker.
Oh, the Hee podcast. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the he. Paid in what do you say? Paid in somebody. So he
Promotion?
nicked somebody's t-shirt design picture and he put it on a t-shirt and then sold it all. Then he was like, paid in exposure.
Exposure.
exposure
Yeah.
bug.
Paid exposure,
That's what Phil was like. Oh, look at all this hard work
Yeah.
that all these
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are doing. Well, those guys who are doing all the special effects and actually trying to make it look something like something. Oh, well, they're just saying all they want is their fucking link in the. You don't think like that.
No.
You don't think like that. If you're bringing people on to do something for you that you're going to benefit from, you have to financially provide for those people. Like I've been in a situation with content creators where we've done things and someone's just gone, oh, it's all right. I don't mind doing this. And he's just like, no, I have to pay you for this.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pay you for your time. It's not fair on you if I just stick a link to your channel. You have to be paid somehow. So and that's just not, again, it's not above and beyond. This is normal behavior. So if I'm doing if I want to do like Heel versus Babyface, I want to do a sketch show now. And I say, you guys, I want you guys here in the stream. I want you two to do the special effects. I want Meerkat to write it for me. I want Kool-Aid to go and design the sets and the scenery and all this kind of stuff. And then I turn around to
Meerkat.
you. Meerkat, yeah. It is, yeah. And then I turn around and I go, guys, you're gonna get paid in exposure. I'm gonna put your links to your channels in my description. I'm gonna take all the money from the ad revenue and all of that. I'm gonna take that for me, but you're gonna get a link, and that's like an IOU. That's basically worth its money.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how you do business. That's not how you conduct business. It's not how you keep people happy. You guys will be out in a day. Like, fuck this. I'm not doing all this work so I can just get a link in there.
That's kind of how it works in the beginning of some projects when people have they don't have the scope of the whole project completely clear out. just like what I think happened with Project 7 when they were kind of okay with being paid in exposure, and then they realized, damn, this takes me so long to salvage something worthwhile from this footage, put in all the sound effects, all the visual effects, all of this. I feel like my work at this point should be compensated. And it feels like they never had a further talk down the line of how much this is going to cost. And they just agreed on the initial estimates of exposure bucks.
That's Phil's responsibility.
Totally.
That's Phil's responsibility to say, okay, I'm realizing that, you know, we had an idea, and the idea is, as it tends to be, larger than the sum of its parts that we originally thought.
Yeah.
So he's got to then say, it's taken a lot. I understand it's taken a lot of work to do these special effects. So what we're going to do is we're going to have, you know, you're going to get this money per X. John, you're going to get this money per X. You know, Howard, you're going to get this money per X. And you can base that value based off what you currently think is the sum of the workload. Then you could come back later and address it again and say, you know, Howard could say, well, you know, okay, I am doing the writing, but the writing's been very successful because people are enjoying it. If you look at the comment section and the views are high. So even though my job is you know, not as quick, it's not as long as let's say the special effects, you're still getting the value for it. And you could address it based off that. You've got to be fluid in this sort of area. You can't just fucking take all the money.
Yeah. But listen, guys, we're forgetting a very key point. You know what Phil thought his responsibility was? Letting everyone know why the funny parts are only said by Rambo. That's what he thought his responsibility was. He had to make a special video explaining why Rambo's parts were funnier than DSP's parts.
Yeah.
That is where the responsibility.
Additionally to what they had to do in post, I'm talking about Respect the Pact. They also had to set up all the recording equipment. They also had to make sure that all the sound was being recorded properly. They basically had to direct the whole thing as well, because there was a technical guys that knows how it would work. So if anyone should have been paid from this, it's them, because they did a massive amount of work for what came out of this. Yeah. Which is, to this day, the best thing that DSP has ever worked on.
Yes. Most well put together thing, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't like a rinky-dink little thing either. Like you see like some of that behind-the-scenes stuff. You see him there with like boom mics and you know, they're properly lighting it all. And yeah, he did fuck all. I'm sure there's footage of him somewhere saying that he did the marketing. He put it like that.
Well, did he say so? Like,
just about to say, he shouted them out. He did the publicity. He shouted them out on.
Yeah, and I bought a bunch of T-shirts, and he says, and I've still got them.
Yeah,
he's still thinking because he's gone 2 steps ahead. You know, he's taken that money for the T-shirts that should have gone to Respect the Pack and Howard and Rambo, and you know, bit for him. You know, he's still got to take his cut, and he's just whacked them into T-shirts before anything's really happened with it.
I am glad we're talking about Respect the Pact, though, because there is a quote that another one here that really reminded me of them. All I could think when he was saying this was Respect the Pact. The thing is, with me, I'm the kind of person that if there is a conflict, I want to resolve the conflict. Even if it's not easy, you know, I'll have the difficult conversation. I will bring it up and address it. I'm okay with that. I always say honesty is the best policy. Be upfront, be transparent. He lied about having the shits to avoid getting out of paying them. And he's there going, be upfront. Be transparent. If there's a problem, we need to deal with it. Head on and address on. Let's try to avoid this conflict. I don't know if DX crotch chops count as conflict resolution, but
but
it's a good way of avoiding conflict, isn't it?
A part of this means that you should take initiative to organize these people, to have a meeting, to clarify how much they're getting paid, how much work is being done, what the deadline is, and all those other stuff that relates to the project. If you're doing an actual serious project that, of course, is going to get a lot of attention.
Yes. Yeah. But that was a fun one to hear. Still doesn't regret anything, wouldn't change anything. Yes,
just one quick thing. He called himself the alpha of the content. When he was, this is during the Rambo and Howard debunk stream, he called himself, I'm the alpha of the content. I'm the guy.
Wow.
That's the guy.
Masturbated in front of children.
The alpha of the content. Wow. Okay.
Let's remember that for something. The alpha. Phil is the alpha.
All right, Tom Cruise. It's probably how he thinks of himself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was the Tom Cruise. I'm Tom Cruise.
God, you know how he thought there was filming of Project 7. You know he was. I'm the badass here. This is all about me. Thanks, brothers. What's my line? Assholes. What's the line? Jeez, I hate these people. Take
What's
forever.
like we said right at the start, innit? He thinks he's the main character. He thinks it's literally all about him, and he's like, "Well, I'm ready to start. I am the one in charge here. I am the lead. You know, it's all about me."
Yep, and the main character waddles, has a t-shirt that's too tight for him, and a phone on his belt for some reason.
That's a pager. That can't be his
That's a
phone. I
pager,
thought
yeah,
that's a
come on.
pager.
Yeah, in case they call him
Even
from
so.
work.
Oh yeah. All
Gonna
those
get
work
called in.
calls. I think we do need to talk about the question he also got. Do you play any mobile games? And we've heard so many different answers to this one over the years. Now, the current answer is yes, I play 3. But what they are is none of your fucking business, douchebags.
Oh,
Get
wow.
fucked. He didn't say all that, but he did say it's not your business. It's not your business, but I do play 3 mobile games, which is a change from what we've been hearing over the years or over the
Isn't it
months.
just?
Yeah. But go ahead, Sam. Steve.
I was about to say it's actively. He plays 2 actively, and then every now and then he dips into a 3rd, and it's like.
Remember when
I think I
Mr.
sort of buy him on that because I can see him playing more than 1 at this point now. He's got away with all the
Mr.
champion
Burnell
shit. So.
said on stream when he met Kat,
Yep.
I stopped playing mobile games. Then I think it was about 2 months ago, 3 months. Well, it's probably because time's got no fucking meaning for me anymore. Maybe let's say within the last 6 months, he actually said, I do spend money on mobile games, just not WWE champions. Even though he had WWE champions open on his phone when he was trying to show Jasper off. Look, he's when you've got addiction problems, you are a liar. You are. But the problem with Phil is Phil doesn't seem to have any problem whatsoever lying and lying and lying and lying and lying and lying and lying. So when he said I'm playing 2 actively and 3, he could. I mean that probably is about 5 or 6 mobile games at least that he's most likely funneling money into. It's his money. I don't give a shit. You know, he can be destitute on the street. There's gonna come a reckoning. There really is gonna come a reckoning with him. Something's gonna happen. Something will happen that will disrupt his cash flow. Whether it's OIC going, I'm bored with this game now. He's not gonna fuck me. So I'm gonna find another guy to see if he'll fuck me. And that's fine. That's your life, mate. But Phil is straight and he's not gonna do it.
He just likes Elton John.
He
likes his music, not his guy.
He's into scat, you know. He's that's what he's into. So if he took that money away, I don't think he's got many large pay pigs left. I don't think he's. I think OIC is literally propping, apart from Planet Jeff, whichever name he's going under nowadays. I think that those 2 are like the last 2 bastions, because I don't know 1 Minute Man. I don't know if that is. I think that's Planet Jeff personally.
Who knows? Yeah, we need piece on here.
Jax is still around, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm not up to. I'm not keeping tabs on all the pay pigs. There's too many. Well, there's not too many, but they're all like different names and who knows who's who. All that bullshit.
Yeah.
Meerkat, I was thinking, do you want to open up the question and answers tab for our boy Az here? What do you think?
Sure. Yes.
Kind of close it out with some Q&A
Let's
time.
open it up to Q&A.
Just for a little bit here. Don't want to keep you too long here.
Why have Asked the King? You do a Q&A every fucking day.
BRB.
Okay. So yeah, let's get if you have the question.
This is a special one. This is the one you got to give me money.
Oh, you didn't know the benefits you get for being a member as on DSP's channel are you are basically a god.
I know. You can ask me a question, and you can have a cool emoji by your name.
That's end of list. End of list. Yeah.
You can participate in polls with other people that also participate in polls. And you can bypass the slow mode in chat, which is by default in slow mode.
Well, as somebody who has members on a YouTube channel, I make content for them.
Yes. Oh.
So if you sign up to be like mid-level or high level, I've got like 10 playthroughs of video games, and I'm not, I'm talking about like Ghost of Tsushima and Horizon Zero. I'm talking about parts which are like 30 parts, 40 parts long in increments of an hour. And there's like a shit ton of this. So you've literally got hundreds of hours of content which isn't on the active, for a regular, giving away all the secrets now. For a regular user, because you're trying to give them a benefit.
Yeah.
Some sort of benefit. And we've just finished 3 in a row. So I'm just giving it a little bit. Then we're going to be starting another one very soon. Feels like you get a fucking stupid sign next to your name and you can vote in a poll. That's not value add. It's not giving them anything.
You do also get priority for Ask the King.
Yeah, definitely.
You get priority every fucking day of your life.
Just go in and stream normally. There's 100 people, less than 10 people in there in chat.
At Darkside Phil, what mobile games do you play? Now, 6 days a week or 29 days a month, you'll be told to fuck off. But when it's Ask the King, they'll go, wow, it's funny you should say that because I'm currently playing 3 mobile games at the moment, actively too.
Well, first, let me get your history of mobile phone technology development.
You can go fuck yourself, okay?
Yeah, I think it's also worth mentioning that his members, even the basic tier, is too expensive. I think it's like $4 or something. Which for the benefits you get, that shit is whack. It's terrible.
He wants it to be like fucking Twitch, where he had way more members on Twitch, or what are they called? Subscribers on Twitch, because it's just a more natural thing. When he moved, it's not YouTube members are still not there in terms of like where Twitch is with subs, because like Twitch subs are like, it feels like you do get more there. I'm not saying I'm interested in any of the perks, but you do seem to get a little bit more there.
You do, yeah.
I feel like it was easier as well to gift, whereas with YouTube, he had the period of not being able to have that. So you were really counting on people buying their own memberships for that period of, like, was it 6 months? I think he was on the site until YouTube put it in finally. But then, obviously the moment that started, it shot up, didn't it?
Yeah, but again, he's reliant on the gifted memberships because as we saw, he lost like 700.
Yeah, and he pretends he's not, which is the quite funny part. It's like he's begging for members, like, all right, guys, you want to? He's talking to like 3 people maximum. He's like, if you feel 'tis the season, guys, season for giving, help a fellow viewer out. Doesn't help me at all. Help your fellow viewer.
You know the meaning.
Yeah. Apart from it doesn't help me out with the money that I get from it.
And also, you want to do it sooner so we can lock in future events. So please. If you don't give money, give it sooner, not later.
Look, if you're holding a Christmas special over a barrel,
we're not. But I do have a whisper bar.
Oh, nice.
So
yes. All right, Meerkat. Let's get to questions. Meerkat,
it's coming together.
Right. Questions. Let's see. Okay, so if Phil does his mea culpa about everything, as says, would the detractor community disappear?
Ooh.
It's a question from Larry.
I think it could turn some detractors into some supporters, to be honest with you.
You think?
Well, I put it this way, right? If let's just play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Phil does his mea culpa, right? And he actually means it. He legitimately means it, and he goes into a 12-step program if he's got a drink problem. Maybe not. Don't know. But he certainly goes into a program for gambling.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to attack him for that, it's not going to look good on you, not him.
That's true.
Right. Yeah.
And because he's actually legitimately and genuinely trying to make a change here. So if you're trying to derail that change within him, then that's going to make you look bad. So I think it could turn some detractors into some supporters that go, come on, let's see if you can do this, Phil. Come on, let's go. And actually give him some support. And then you could turn your detractor channel into, how Phil's going, or you could just take the piss out of Wings of Redemption.
There's the options. I don't know. I think that's very, optimistic. I think the only reason everyone can make fun of Phil without zero feeling of guilt is because everyone can look for 2 minutes and see he's an asshole in every way possible. There's so many ways.
Piece of shit on the internet.
Yeah, that's why this works, right?
Yeah.
That's why there is detractor channels that not like, well, why are you guys making fun of Phil? It's like, all right, just watch, and then you be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm on
He's soulless. He's actually soulless.
Yeah. So I think
you wake up, you lie, you spend all day lying, you go to bed, you wake up, you lie. I don't even know how you exist. I don't know. That's why he's like all droopy and shit. His soul's melting out of his body.
Taking the
that's
color
the gin
out.
and DoorDash, that.
Yeah, that's the soul escaped through there. That's that. His soul's gone. It's trying to escape out of that.
That's why I think giving DSP advice is a thing that I like to do, because I know he's not gonna take it, because obviously I don't like him. I don't want him to like take my advice because I don't like him, and I know he's not gonna take my advice.
Yeah.
But somebody out there might be looking for some kind of advice like this and take it and think that it's useful. So that's why I think it's kind of useful to criticize him, give him advice.
Yeah. I could say though, if Phil all of a sudden changed and was actually nice to his audience and didn't try to manipulate them in every single possible way, it might be difficult to just like make fun of that, right? I wouldn't make fun of it because there'd be nothing to make fun of. But it's just now he's so far away from that. It's on the different 10 universes away from that.
I think it'll be better for him and better for his channel.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually think he will get a larger audience coming in because people will literally jump onto the Dark Side Phil redemption train.
I think that's
true. And they'll want to see if he can do it. And look, we all make mistakes. You know, I've made plenty on YouTube. Like I've said before, we all make mistakes. It's being aware of them and legitimately trying to do better. You know, try as a creator, realize that, like, as you know, I went to that earlier in the world. I was talking about you're not the star of your show. Your audience is the star of your show.
But that's the thing, that his audience is the star of no show. They want to be beaten down, right?
To catch a predator.
Yeah, if you've seen his audience, they can't be to catch a predator.
Is the star of that show.
Like he would have to get new fans, I think, because his fans want to be bitched. They want to be bitches, right? Phil, tell us what you need. We want that, right? So he needs new audience. So maybe he get that though if your idea worked. But his current audience, they want to be bitched. They clearly do.
Yeah, oh god.
They've been cultivated.
Be so careful here.
But they've been carefully selected.
It does appear that there is a definite segment of his audience which are on the spectrum. And so you are vulnerable. Phil, what I detest about Phil is he's a manipulative piece of shit. You know, a lot of people think he's a lolcow. He's not. He's a nasty piece of shit. Because he knows how to manipulate people, and when you're on the, you know, when you are open to that, because you are either more trusting or because that's the nature of your makeup, shall we say? Phil exploits it. This is why every day he'll talk about his tip goal. Every day he'll talk about how we haven't hit it yet, and then he'll emotionally blackmail his audience, and they will feel bad. Those people will legitimately feel bad and think that they are letting him down, when in actuality, he's manipulating them out of their hard-earned or not so hard-earned is irrelevant coin, because it's still their coin. And that's what I find absolutely detestable about the man. He knows that, and he knows what he's doing. I think he's got there's a certain segment of his audience which are very exploitable, and he's exploiting them.
Yeah. I did want to mention we have a comment from Derek here. A question for Azir. Do you think the guys on To Catch a Predator should go to jail or just get a warning?
I think should have their cocks cut off. Why? Are you in trouble, Derek?
He will be.
Are you on the are you at the table right now? And Chris Hansen's there going, can I have one call, please, before we carry on?
All right, go ahead.
Help yourself to a Mike's Hard Lemonade, by the way, if you want, Chris.
Oh, these cookies homemade. Yeah, great.
Yeah. I just bought condoms because I was going to make some water balloons. That's all.
All right, Meerkat, a few more. Let's get out of
Go
here.
straight to
Alright.
jail. Do not go past go. Do not collect $200.
I'm actually just going fishing.
I was just going fishing with my Mike's Hard Lemonade, condoms, and
Driving
All right.
practice.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Yeah.
stopping off at a friend's 12-year-old friend.
Ooh, he works at Toys R Us, guys. Don't forget that.
So we got basically a similar question from a couple of different people. First of all, how long is DSP gonna last on the YouTube game, and how does it end for him? So basically, that's the two-part questions. That's
Yes,
from
we've all
several
answered this.
people.
Let's hear what Az has to say because we've all answered that. What do you? How
Yep.
is it going to end, and when is your best to guess?
I mean, I still think it's got, it's got as long as he's got exploitable people, it's got some legs. He's not making bad money.
Oh no.
If you take out all the gambling, if you take out all the whatever nonsense drinking, fucking drugs party, whatever they're doing over there, there's a counter going on about how much money he's making, and he's making what a lot of people would love to make.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely love to make. He's making enough to easily pay mortgage and bills. He's making enough to easily keep control of his back taxes. He's making enough to have plenty of disposable income should he desire it. He's making enough that if he wanted to, he could legitimately update his setup. He could legitimately update his house, his TV, his sofas, his kitchen. He could have all of that if you take out the gambling aspect. So he could go on that, he'll steadily decline, I think. If he gets knocked off YouTube, I think he's in trouble. And, I think he's got to be very careful with his behavior on YouTube. And I'm not talking about the silly, racial comments, whatever. I'm talking about, I think there could easily come a time where YouTube goes, you stop begging.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a platform to beg. You can stream and you have access to money through super chats and memberships and external links even. But you can't beg for it. You can't ask for it. Like on Twitch, technically, you're not allowed to tell people to use bits or buy bits. In the TOS. So if YouTube do that, then he could be in trouble because as soon as he can't help himself, and as soon as he does that, there's going to be a wave of detractors just go, YouTube, woof.
Yeah.
Report system. So if he gets knocked off YouTube, he's in trouble. But if he stays on YouTube, he could go for years. How does it end? You see, it's already ended. We're seeing how it's ended. The guy is just he's a literal beggar. That's all he is. He's not producing interesting content. He's not fun. The fun part is watching the detractors edit it all into something that's laughable and giggable and lol-callable. But him he doesn't offer any value. He doesn't communicate with his audience. He doesn't want to have any communication with his audience. He just wants to sit there and be given money. So we're already at the end game. This is it. It doesn't get any better. And we've seen in the last couple of weeks he can't not beg. The not begging saga is already over.
Yes.
It was over when it started because we're saying, hey, I haven't begged today. Beg for the money that I need for my day off. that we haven't done well today, and you need to step it up.
Okay, great. Now I'm just going to pause it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Stop
the
recording.
recording there. Guys, support. YouTube mode back on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Last night was a great example.
I would even say,
Everyone
like you just said, last night was a great example of classic begging. He used the term slow for tips. He used a couple of other terms that he uses for begging. So obviously, begging is back on the menu, boys. Feast.
All right, Meerkat, last question here I'm going to ask for you.
Yeah, because we need to do a last question. Also, read some contributions.
Yes.
And members and so on. So last question is, let me pick something that we could go off of. Okay, if you could buy DSP a Christmas present, what would you get him? This is for everybody.
A bomb.
It's better if you don't explain it, I think.
In Minecraft, I meant no.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would get Phil a divorce papers.
Better for her.
That's present.
Yeah, it's a joint present, so she can just take it and get them signed, and then he'd be like, "What do you mean? I'm a wonderful husband. I provide. Look at this beautiful Thanksgiving dinner that I vomited out of my asshole."
Oh yeah, there's a lot of scat humor during the ads too.
Ban everybody saying watch batteries in chat.
I was thinking 12 steps, or I was thinking 12 rules of life. Jordan Peterson would be good as well.
Clean your room. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I cleaned my closet. I made some money from it as well. That's not the message. That's not the learning.
Yeah, I was thinking about one of those calendars that Pandy Lee used to get him with the new words, so he can learn something new and stop saying the same redundant phrases over and over again.
Oh, what did he say? He said a new word, skinflint, which isn't racist, but it sounds like it is. It's not though. It's not though.
No. It's a British term.
Yeah, but Phil's like never said this word out of nowhere. Like, yeah, he's a skinflint. I was like, whoa, new word.
Christmas Carol, innit?
Yeah, probably
something like that, innit? Yeah, Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, he watched Scrooged or something.
Yeah, either of them. Yeah, Muppets Christmas Carol or Scrooge because he loves Bill Murray. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
One of
he
them.
Looks just like him too. Let's see. Look in the mirror. He did say that, by the way. Ass. He looks exactly like.
By the way, DSP is not a skinflint. He spends all of his money.
Yes, definitely.
On WWE champions.
Opposite of skinflint.
Yeah, he's the quite. Yeah.
He just used the skin flute.
Very frugal with his money.
He's a connoisseur of the skin flute.
I got that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen.
Squeeze it in. All right, my friends. I think that will do it. Of course, we got to get re-contributions, but I want to give the chance to say thanks so much for Az from Heel for Babyface. Legendary appearance. We had a lot of fun. Obviously, we'll put everyone to. We'll give you exposure. We'll put you an exposure today for sure. Give the links to your YouTube down below. But any final words here before we get to our contributions? We're gonna hear it.
I know. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a lot of fun. I really do appreciate it, guys. I can only watch so much detractor content before I actually have to detox because it is just revolting to watch. But no, I'm really glad that I came across channels like Meerkat, because Meerkat has me in stitches laughing when I watch his stuff as well. And it's kind of, it's good, but in a way it's kind of sad that you have to have this sort of stream about, there's this person who is just revolting. Absolutely revolting. But there we go. That's life. But no, it's been a ton of fun. The tractor community has always been great. Every stream that I've been in, it's just awesome. But even though he's a piece of shit, disgusting piece of dog shit, it's still fun to get the community going where people just have a laugh.
Yeah.
That's the world. And it's just good to have some fun. It's good to sort of point at the circus freak and have a bit of a giggle. But no, I appreciate you having me on, and thank you very much.
Awesome stuff. All right, so if Meerkat, go ahead with the contributions. If you want to head out, that's totally cool for us. But
how long are you gonna be? So I can
we got to read the contributions. Maximum 10 minutes, I'd say.
Oh, I'll stick around. Cool. You gotta give.
How long until you get divorced?
My divorce Sundays, I have no divorce time limit, so okay. Give me the thumbs up. Well, cool. Go ahead.
Okay. We start off TJ Gamebox, who says, I would lose a job, but the first step is admittance. And this is when we were talking about the 12 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Also, TJ with the update, I think you read this already. He spent $1,800 trying to get Johnny Knoxville in the Marshmallow Man. So that's a fantastic update. Big ups to McDougal.
That's a bargain.
Right?
Right, yeah. To get that $1,800 on a digital fucking man in pants.
And it's Johnny Knoxville. He's limited edition.
Cool. He's on Jackass. I saw him on Jackasses.
Yeah.
He did Jackassy stuff.
I've seen him staple his genitals together. You can't put a price on that.
All right, moving on to
He's
the
not
next
getting
one.
an erection anymore due to the terrible,
That's,
terrible accidents his
Yeah,
penis has
Steve-O,
had.
isn't it? Yeah, I think that's
I think they
Steve-O.
all have. I think they've all got problems, mate.
It was worth it, you guys. It was for fun. It was for
Oh yeah,
entertainment.
for fun. Uh-huh.
They
Big
needed
ups
that
to
money to pay their bills.
McDougal.
We'll get to the bubbles, guys. Everyone's bitching about the bubbles. We'll
We're
play the
gonna
bubbles.
play the bubbles.
Don't worry, guys. It's silly bubbles. I'm getting pissed off with the bubbles.
Shut the
kidding.
fuck up about the fucking bubbles, as someone would say.
We have an animation as that plays bubbles that Sam made, and people love it. They lose their minds.
I should have
You guys
bought them.
yeah.
But you see, the thing is, when we do that, they then just unlike the stream again, and it goes back below 100.
Yeah,
Do you
so
think,
like an
right?
asshole.
Do you think when Phil
about
has sex, if Phil has sex, when he completes his task, he goes, "Let's have a celebratory bubble blow," and then he just blows bubbles all over Cat.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I think that's how he finishes.
Learn that trick from Jenna.
I think having sex starts with this is just a silly thing we do, you know? Just like a silly thing we do. It's nothing serious.
Yeah, because Kat's not sure what's going on still. You know, like, what are we doing? Why are you in the bedroom? Just a little silly thing we do.
It kind of reminds
The
me of
bubbles are an
Christian's mom.
indicator if she's
Like
in the
the
right
real-
place. You know? Is this good, honey? Is this good? There's no bubble blow for you, Cat, for that.
Oh, what did Phil do the tongue thing with the Skittles? I think what was the ad where he did the tongue thing to the camera, guys? You saw that?
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it was really nasty.
That was part of the that was the Indian section.
Oh,
Because
okay.
there was a guy playing the tabla really fast or whatever drum that is, and then there was a guy clicking his tongue, and then Phil had to do it right in front of the camera, and of course he had to look at himself while he was doing it.
That's important.
As is customary.
It's extremely important for comedy.
I don't know if he's looking at himself or seeing if there's a contribution that's coming.
Yeah, both.
I think it's either
A little
him
bit of
looking
both.
at himself or looking for LOLs in chat to validate that he's actually funny.
It's
I
a
think
little
so.
bit of both, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, next contribution.
Yes.
Sir McDougal, big ups. Admitting his issues, be it drinking or even the gotcha habit he has, will only damage his ego, and that's something he will never do or even accept.
Yes.
Which I agree with.
Yeah.
Agreed.
When we think about him admitting to stuff, this is just kind of a hypothetical because DSP doesn't do stuff like that. He does it only like 15 years after the fact, 10 years after the fact.
Yep.
When he's a different person.
Mm-hmm. He has to be
then
able to say
doing
that.
the
That's
same
the key
stuff.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to be able to say that. That was old me. Even though it's this me. Remember, slave trade joke, guys, was like 4 months ago. Come on, boys, we're going in the slave trade. 4 months ago.
We're selling her off for profit.
Yep. 2022.
Cat
Don't
run.
pull that shit.
Cat run.
Next up is Chris, and he says, "Looks like he had a stroke. Camera is always on, so maybe it was on during one of those times. Who knows?" Big ups to Lotion Up, who says, "Oh, okay, that's in quotes. All right,
Okay.
don't clip me on this. Oh, those black guys actually spoke well."
Oh my god.
And then we got big ups to Klaus Mystery, who sent us super chat with emojis in it, so I can't tell what the emoji is, but it says he has an emoji fetish too, apparently.
I'm
So
gonna predict that that's a shit emoji.
That's true. I guarantee that's it, too. That's
That
probably the
is
best
true,
guess.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Unless it's-
lastly, we
yeah.
have Brock.
Man,
Brock asks us to talk about his use of the fake word duncidness.
Oh, yeah. He did say duncidness, which is not a word, but he did use it as a word. So that's as far as we need to go there, I guess. But
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm gonna speed run through the members.
Yes,
and I will
please.
say big ups to Dirty, Donut Sensei, Scumbag Josh, Melancholy Peen, Mr. I don't know why I'm saying Mr. That's not even his name. McDougal, Invisible Mute, Chisel, and Empress Lagertha for the
Okay.
membership. Big ups, everybody.
legends, each and every one, legends. Once again, as you already got your goodbye, but I want to give a chance to my other legends here in the chat. Cerebral Style host, Steve, final words.
For a guy like John, that's not what he wanted. Yes, making content and making some money on it, it was something that he was interested in. But he also wanted other things outside of that to make it more of a complete friendship, I guess. But he never expressed that. And if you don't express it, again, how would I know?
Think about that, my friends. Need someone to tell him, I want to be friends with you. That's the level. So if you don't tell me you want to be friends with me, I don't know you want to be friends, guys.
Well, this is why he doesn't have any friends. He can't understand the concept of friendship.
He thinks
not a
me what is
one-way street, Phil.
Excuse me, sir. Can I be your friend? That's
How
what
much
he's waiting
money's
for.
in it for me?
Yeah. Artistic style host Meerkat. Final words, please.
Final words. Thanks everybody for showing up. Big ups to Az for joining us. This was a blast. We had a lot of laughs and fun interactive discussions, as someone would put it. And see you everybody next time.
Yep. And real quick update on the next short. It's coming up shortly, early in the week, and it involves the song Ching Chang Chong. That my eyes are pointy eyebrows. Ching Chang Chong. Susan, not me. All recorded from Phil. Not taken out of context. My wife is looking at me now with very angry eyes.
Oh no,
she is Asian.
Oh, he's doing a racism. He's doing a racism.
Not me. All right, Sam, send us home. Please go ahead, Meerkat.
We should get her involved in the show, so she doesn't get feeling like left out or something. She should have a place on the panel.
Choose corner or something. Yeah, we can talk about it. But
just so she knows what's going on, so she's not getting half this shit out of context. Like.
She's done. Well, we're also going to have a new episode with her coming out soon. Maybe not this week, but we'll see. But Sam, please send us home. Talked enough.
Yes, thanks everyone. Now that we've got the intro out of the way, we're going to get to the main meat of it. Marvel's Phase 4 and particularly She-Hulk. We've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I gotta go now. Okay, bye.
Burger time.
I actually don't think putting like on a live stream helps at all. So it really doesn't matter if this stream gets 100 likes or 2. I don't think it affects it.